All right, guys. Good morning, team. Whew, bro, it's been a long couple days, man. My son has been he spiked a fever Saturday, Sunday, Friday, and 104 fever, and he's been running just super high fevers for like 4 days. We brought him to the ER a couple times. They said it's viral. They said that there's not really any other worries, but from a parent, it's just scary, But today will be day 4, so hopefully he's on the tail end of it. But man, that thing's had us up all night. Nvidia sitting at 424s. Yeah, it's been rough. Again, the SPY at 437. So SPY finally starting to pull back a little bit. Huge green days though last week and everything. You can kind of see the market's been turning up. We could also still be in this upward trend, just a larger trend. But yeah, we'll see. All right, let me get some music playing here. Yeah, I just hope I don't get it, man. Like I think I could have already had it, but it's weird. He doesn't have any symptoms besides high fever. So he doesn't have a cough. He doesn't have sore throat, really. Does housing day building permits will move the market more than housing starts will? Whether they both move the market drastically, I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see. They move it a little bit, But yeah, most stuff's gapping down. You can see the SPY down to 437s. Nvidia down. Nvidia's closer to break even here. Tesla down to 258s. Yeah, thank you, Mark. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, DS. Thank you, everybody else. But yeah, he's all right. He feels fine in the morning. The funny part is, like, he feels fine in the morning, and then nighttime is when it gets rough. So yeah. Hopefully he's on the tail end of it. I got the Q at 365 early on today. Hey, good luck. Yeah, it might be a little dip buy opportunity. I don't know if the market's going to stay in this dip, but it's possible, That's what I'm looking at now. But yeah, it's just been a mess, man. We had all these plans to go do stuff, and now we're just gonna have to sit. We've been sitting at home for days now. Again, hopefully I don't get it. Again, so we went to the beach. If you guys remember the beach stream, so I went to the beach. we drove there, and then we got back. When I got back, and one of the kids when we were in the beach was sick. You know, it was kind of frustrating because you know, one of the kids at the beach was sick. It wasn't our kid; it was somebody else's kid that they just kind of showed up, and he was like nauseous and like didn't feel well. Stayed in a lot. They never told us he was sick, but like, now it seems like that's what it was. So we go to the beach, and then once we get back from the beach, so we drive home. We drive home like one day, like 8-hour drive home, and then once we're back, I start feeling sick. Like I'm nauseous. Like my stomach just didn't feel right. I kind of felt a little bit unwell for like 3 days. I didn't run a fever. I don't know. I never took my temperature, so I could have had a fever. But I felt kind of rough for 3 days, but I didn't feel like I had a fever. Like it was mostly just stomach stuff. Like my stomach hurt. I was nauseous all the time. I never threw up or had anything else. I was just kind of nauseous. Which my stomach's not really the strongest stomach. Like I kind of always have stomach problems, but then that happened and I got better, and then my son got sick Saturday. So maybe it's just affecting him differently. I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, this week is actually a pretty busy week. Today's not the busiest. Oh wait, I must have forgot to monetize it. Thank you. I would have forgot about it. Yeah, you're right. I did. There we go. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Yeah, so man, what was I gonna say? Sorry, I'm running on little sleep here. Oh yeah, so this week is a busy week. So today we have housing starts, building permits, not the busiest of days. Tomorrow, though, we have Jerome Powell testifying in front of the House. It's either the House or the Senate. It's a congressional testimony. So it's either in front of the House or the Senate tomorrow at 10 a.m. And then Wednesday, he testifies again at 10 a.m. Those usually move markets. Those are fun streams to cover. And so we will be streaming those tomorrow and Thursday. So that's, and then we also have some other stuff, I think. Let me check to see what else we got going on. So, yeah. So yeah, but aside from that, tomorrow we don't really have anything else super busy. Like NBA mortgage comes out tomorrow. We do have England CPI Wednesday, which is tomorrow, but that's about it. That's 8.5% is what England is expecting. Such a high CPI rate. And then Thursday we've got jobless claims, we've got existing home sales, we got Powell testimony again at 10. And so we will see, but and then Friday we have S&P Global Composite PMI, Manufacturing PMI, Services PMI. So this week is pretty slow. I mean, we got building permits and housing starts today. We got Powell testifying tomorrow and Thursday. We got jobless claims on Thursday, and then Friday we've got some PMI data coming out. But so it's not that bad of a week. It's not like it's ridiculously slow or anything like that. Next week we actually have some stuff dropping too. So like next week we have other economic data coming out in terms of we got the Case-Shiller. Looks like this is Tuesday. Nothing on Monday. Monday's boring. Case-Shiller Tuesday. New home sales and CB consumer confidence also Tuesday. So we got some stuff dropping Tuesday. Wednesday, nothing. Thursday. Oh, Thursday we got GDP, and then Friday we have PCE. So we got some stuff dropping in that regard. Yeah, so Thursday or Friday PCE, or no, is it Thursday? Yeah, so Thursday next week. So yeah, next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are slower, and then after that it's busy. Let me check to see if we have any other earnings coming out. But yeah, so today building permit data, again, not the biggest economic release, but we might get some movement from it. Like we'll have to wait and see what we get. And next week we do have some earnings coming out. We have like Carnival earnings coming out on Monday, Tuesday, Walgreens on Tuesday. So we got some stuff coming out. We don't have any earnings today though, right? Wednesday of next week, BB, Micron. I mean, we got some stuff dropping Wednesday next week. General Mills in the morning, Thursday. A bunch of stuff I've never heard of dropping on Thursday. All right, guys. So yeah, today we don't have any big earnings. Today is the 20th. Nothing really big today. So yeah, mostly today is just building permanent housing start data. Earnings season starts to ramp up. Earnings season starts to ramp up mid-July. So we got like a month before earnings season really starts. Oh yeah, we got FedEx after the bell today. That'll be big too. All right, guys. Sorry, I'm kind of catching back up on everything. Sam, what is your Discord username, man? Are you Panda? Happy Father's Day to all my dads out there. A little bit late, but that's all right. All right. Hey, what's up, DS? What's up, Pawn? Yeah, bro, I'm up, dude. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and read this if I can. Stealth said, I thought I might just share a funny story with you. Please note that I was extremely lucky and I wouldn't recommend that anyone attempt to emulate this behavior. On Friday, a few days into the $100,000 evaluation, I traded smart to begin with and made 701 trades towards the 6K target. At that point, I should definitely have stopped. Fridays are known for being choppy and unpredictable, and this was no exception. Suffice to say, I carried on trading. And wait, I lost my spot. Suffice to say, I carried on trading and took a fairly substantial loss. I went on till doubled the number of contracts and lost again. Same thing happened another couple times before I realized I was out of my mind. I'd blown the eval. Now, not only still on tilt, but also livid with myself. I paid to reset the eval and started from scratch. Only this time I threw all caution to the wind and started throwing around 5, then 10 full-size NQ contracts like they were going out of fashion. Somehow, honestly, I have no idea. I TP'd on all the 6 subsequential scalp trades I took at ended the day with the eval at 5.7 and profit only $300 and several more trading days from passing. Please don't try this at home. Yeah, honestly, I understand that situation. In some lights, I think it might be a better move. Like, I was more so worried about this guy trying to sell picks in my Discord. Honestly, I'm pleasantly surprised that this wasn't some plug, you know. Because you were like, yeah, look at my story. And then I go to my Discord and I see some guy like PM me for picks, guys. And I'm sitting there like, bro, I'm going to have to ban him. Let me talk to Pawn about this other guy. Not you, but some other dude here. Look, Pawn, I'm going to message you right now. But no, what I was going to say regarding you and the evaluation is like, look, sometimes, man, it's the better move for these evaluations. You just kind of like, okay, so the rule is that you can't lose or you can't make more than 40% of your combined profit through one specific trade, right? But in that regard, like, I think it's sometimes better, in my opinion. I think sometimes the better path, if you just want to get funded, and this is something I'll probably do over the next couple days, is just to kind of like swing hard for the first, like, swing hard and then just plan to reset it like multiple times if you need to until you hit your target with big size, and then just kind of coast afterwards, and then just kind of trade smart and slow and safe afterwards for like a week or two, and then boom, you're funded. I think that makes more sense than slowly trying to push and then losing patience and swinging harder and then losing, which is something that happened to me before, you know. But everybody's a little bit different. Yeah. No, I found the other guys. But yeah. Yeah, Stealth. I just read Stealth. Stealth's fine. Like, that story's fine. That's a good story, honestly. It's relevant to everybody else. I'm more talking about, let me see who I'm talking about. Okay. I'm talking about this one, bro. Hold on, let me. Because it's like, yeah, here you go. Here, I'm sending you a message of it now, Pawn. There you go. Hey, what's up, King? How the market's looking today, bull or bear? Oh, it's definitely looking bearish, man. The whole market's looking rough. And yeah, I'm waiting for earnings season to start again. It's been kind of slow. It's been kind of slow. Yeah, dude, it has been hot in Texas, man. It was my daughter's birthday over the weekend, and like, she had freaking 5 teenagers stay over. She had like a sleepover birthday party. It was horrible for us as parents, but she had fun, and we let her have fun, and that's fine. But they went out to go like shopping, and they went out to like this outlet place where we live. But like, they tried to walk around, and then we're like, nah, we're going in, because it was just so hot, man. Like, it's so hard to, even my dogs, like, bro, my dogs, I can usually play fetch with my dogs outside for like 30 minutes, and Bruce will never get tired. Rosie, it takes like 20 minutes to make her tired. Bro, I went outside and I played fetch with them for like 5 minutes the other day, and they were both like, I'm done. Like, they were both like, hey, let me come inside. So you know it's hot if the dogs don't want to play. And the dogs did not want to play. They were like, no. So I guess that's kind of how it goes, but yeah. Yeah, the guy selling picks probably gonna get booted out of there. Yeah, so now I'm also gonna ban this guy. Also, guys, if anybody's trying to sell you picks, like, bro, run away, man. Like, run away, dude. If somebody's trying to sell you stock picks, bro, like this guy, like I don't like if somebody's telling you to DM them for picks, he'll give you a free one. Like, bro, you like okay. You don't need anybody to do that, bro. Like that's a waste of money, man. Like that's a waste of money. Like again, you want good picks, bro. Look at healthy blue chip companies that have dropped for 3 months straight. It depends on the time frame. Some of them have dropped for a year straight. Wait and find the blue chip stocks that you think are going to succeed, that are overreacting to the downside, and buy those up and just sit. They're probably going to go in your favor. The problem with these picks that people try to sell picks like this, the problem with people like stock picks, not feed picks, stock picks. The problem with this. Yeah, for sure. Exactly. Yeah, Pawn said if we don't and just talk to him, he would probably do it anyway in the background, 100%. Yeah, so he's got to get booted. But yeah, the problem with stock picks is this, okay? Is that they'll tell you where to buy it, and then they'll give you a huge reward, or they'll give you a small reward target and a huge risk level a lot of the time. So they'll say, yeah, buy ABC penny stock, and they'll be like, your risk is $3 a share, and they'll be like, your reward target is 25 cents. So it's like you might make money most of the time using that system where it's like your risk is $3 and your reward target is 25 cents. You're going to make money most of the time with that strategy, regardless of what you buy. But the problem is that they just want you to come back to them. Like they just want you to come back to them and buy more. And so they give you a tiny reward target and a huge risk level, and they just hope that you're desperate enough to continue going back to them. That's all it really is. Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, they didn't go to the mall. The mall would have been better, but this wasn't the mall. I want my Discord to be better, but like I don't have the time to post on it that much. How could I make my Discord better, guys? Any constructive criticism for me? You won't get banned, I promise. Yeah, it depends on what the stock is, Straight Jacket. Like sometimes, like if it's penny stocks, Straight Jacket says, I think the YouTubers that pump particular stocks are trying to create a frenzy of purchases to drive the stock high since they typically already own them. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's definitely a thing. That mostly happens in like penny stocks though. So it's like if you see the YouTubers that are like, hey guys, these ABC penny stocks get 1,000x, buy it now. You know, like you see people pumping a penny stock like that. That's generally what's happening because they're low float enough. Like the supply is small enough to where they can manipulate it and they can drive the price up by making videos telling people to buy it. And then enough people make those videos, it goes up even more, right? But a lot of the time, by the time you watch that video, it's too late. You know, so it's like that might happen, but by the time you watch that video, the pump might be done already, you know, and so they're just talking you into buying a lemon, you know, stock. Yeah. Mention it. I didn't even know you had one. Yeah, I guess y'all are right. I should mention it more. The problem with Discord, like I'm gonna be real, the problem with Discord is that you got so many people are just, it's hard because you got so many people that are just really just wanting free promotion. And like I get it to a certain extent. But I'll tell you this, the people that get free promotion for me are people that ask me first and they're upfront and direct with me, you know, and you still might not get it. I still might be like, nah, but the people that get it usually are people who are like, hey man, you know, can I post this? And I'll be like, yeah, if they're long enough person usually. The people that are nice to me and then next week they're trying to promote their own stuff, they're just going to get booted out. Hey, thank you, Trudeau. We try, man. We try. The other problem with Discord is that there's so many bots and scams and like nonsense. I think it's driving people to like other places like Telegram and stuff now, I think is what happens. Hey, what's up, Constantine? Yeah. Yeah, man, that's kind of how it goes, I guess, dude. I think that's just kind of how it goes, Pawn. Telegram is like another up and coming one that's like coming out. It's a boomer question. No, you're good, man. There we go. All right, guys. All right, guys. So again, Tesla at 258s, SPY at 437s, NVIDIA at 425s. What else is moving today, guys? Is there anything cheap enough in terms of PE as well as like value, like blue chip companies that is good? Again, I cut most of my swing trades already, though. So like I cut most of my swing trades. TGT did pull back a little bit. And I went to Target, honestly. Target's got some okay stuff. Like I liked some of the stuff at Target. Again, AMD at 119. So AMD, NVIDIA, other microchip stocks are still trying. Yeah, I'm a millennial. Shout out to all my dads out there. Happy Father's Day. Hope it was good. Hope you guys enjoyed the day. Again, today we got building permit housing starts data. Watching Disney back at 90s. Is Disney at a reasonable level? Has it pulled back enough is the question. It's still at 91s here. I guess I could add some more. At this point in time, though, I bought Disney. I bought it. I've added shares back. I bought it again. Sold. Bought it, sold. And I've done that over and over again for a while now. Hey, what's up, Lucid? Airbus. What is that, AA Ron? You know what's awkward? is that my daughter had this sleepover on my daughter had this sleepover over the weekend for her birthday, and she had all her little friends, and they saw the freaking play button right here. They saw the play button, and they were like, "Oh, my friends are asking about the play button," and I had to just basically be like, "Oh, well, you know, what do I tell people? I don't want to be like, hey, yeah, I got a YouTube channel. Then that's awkward. I don't want to make weirdness from like my daughter in terms of like her friends looking up my channel, and you know, then that's even. Then I got to censor myself even more on this thing, and I don't want to. Is it too early for bear sentiment? Early in what regard? You know, like what do you mean early? I'll tell you this, I haven't drank that much coffee over the last few days. Coffee tastes good. Say you got it handed down to you by a friend. What I told her was that I owned a stock. It technically wasn't a lie, right? What I said was that I had a stock market marketing business, is what I said, you know, which technically not a lie. Nah, dude. I'm good. Bro, 14-year-olds are like cutthroat sometimes, man. They're mean. I don't want to, yeah, I'd rather not, you know. As well as like some of the stuff I talk about on the stream is kind of like mature content, and like I don't want, you know, it's a private Christian school, and so I don't want to make it weird, you know. Yeah, down in pre-market. I mean, maybe there's some dip buys. I'll probably buy some more Disney here, to be honest. The only problem is this, okay, is that Disney's not really moving with the rest of the market. The rest of the market has been flying up. Like the SPY, NVIDIA, microchips, they've all been moving up drastically. So, but Disney has not. Disney's still kind of settled down a little bit at under 91s right now. So I might add a little bit to Disney here. AMD and microchips are kind of break even. They pulled back Friday. Did we have any craziness for quad witching, or I guess try witching day on Friday? WSM has a PE of 8. I like a dip of 117. What is WSM? See, the problem is I usually only like buying stuff that I actually know about. What is WSM? Williams Sonoma. See, honestly, this is one of those brands where I still don't really know what they do. I've heard about it, but I don't really know what they do. And so I don't know enough about it for me to be confident in that regard of like, hey, I'm going to buy this. And I would assume most kids, well, no, they definitely knew what a play button was, Chris, because they all kind of like surrounded me. They were like, hey, we see the YouTube play button. And my daughter's always told me, she's like, hey, do not tell them about your YouTube channel. Because you might think like a 13 or 14-year-old kid would be like, oh, that's so cool. And she thinks it's cool, right? But she also understands that if they find out about it, then it's going to cause her trouble in school. And she doesn't want that. Because I'm already younger than most of their other parents. Most of their parents are like, I would say they're like 50 average age, especially the dads are like 50. You know, so like I'm noticeably younger, which is good. Like she appreciates the fact that we're younger because we relate to her a lot more than like a 50-year-old, you know, because like we were young more recently. And so we understand a little bit more, I think. Not saying anything. Listen, I'm not knocking 50-year-olds here, okay? But that's the point. We're still kind of strict on her, though, you know. So it's not like we're just, you know. But yeah. Oh no, they know I got over 100,000. They know exactly why. Oh, dude, don't even remind me, Richard. That freaking LSU game, bro. That home plate umpire was freaking ridiculous, dude. Absolutely ridiculous, bro. We would have won the game if it wasn't for that stupid home plate umpire, bro. He was not calling a strike at all. He just refused to call strikes for us. He would call it for Wake Forest, but when it came time for us, what was it, like the 5th or 6th inning? Where I think it was like the 6th or 7th inning, where Wake Forest tied the game up. That should have never happened, bro. They got striked out numerous times in that inning, and he just kind of let them walk, let them take their bases. Like, it's total nonsense, bro. That LSU game, I'm still mad. Nobody remind me of it. I guess you just did. Honestly, I'm still pretty angry about that game, bro. That stupid home plate, like that stupid home plate umpire, bro. Like, freaking. Ugh. Oh, he definitely he had money on that game for sure. Turn the play button into a necklace like Flavor Flav. Oh, dude. That home plate umpire, bro, man. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, like I said, they definitely know what it's for. Hopefully they didn't see the name of the channel. That's the only thing. Because if they Google my name, I don't think they find that. I don't think they find it. Let's see. Yeah, luckily I have a very generic name. I don't know if you call it generic, but most of the women I've dated in my life said they like my name. They say I have a cool name. But luckily, it's kind of generic, and if you Google it, I don't pop up there. You know, I had the option when I created the channel of making the channel just my name. Like, it would just be John London. But I decided to go with something different so that you couldn't Google my name and I wouldn't just show up. And luckily, I think that's the case. Yeah, so I'm basically not Googleable. I'm on Google if you type in like very specific phrases, but hey, it's all good. Yeah, you're probably right. It's not that it's embarrassing, Chris. It's actually like I said, my daughter actually likes the channel. She thinks it's cool. It's not what it is. It doesn't matter what the channel's about. What she doesn't want is she doesn't want her friends coming and watching my streams in the comment section, like doing stuff. Like, that's what she doesn't want. She doesn't want her friends messing with her when she goes to school about watching me on YouTube. Like, that's what she doesn't want, you know? And again, I doubt they would really watch it, but like, that's really what it is. It's not like she doesn't care that much about it. Like, it's not like she's just embarrassed of the channel. She thinks it's cool, you know? But she just doesn't want to get messed with at the school. Because I'll tell you this, like, she goes to a private school. It doesn't matter how well I'm doing. A lot of these families are doing much better than I am, you know? And so I think like maybe like a normal school, it might have more cool points. But I think for this specific school, I think I don't know if they're going to look at it in the same way, you know? Right, exactly, Dibs. All right, guys. All right, so it's almost 7 a.m. Let's see what we get today. I'm ready. But market's down, starting to rebound, though. Tesla bouncing back. It's at almost 259s. SPY's still down pretty heavily this morning in pre-market. We're at 238s. NVIDIA, microchips starting to actually break back up. Microchips starting to push here. You can see like AI starting to get some wings here. Let's see if it pops back up. NVIDIA just broke over the previous closing price. We are now over 427s. Let's see if it continues. um. All right, guys. Nah, look, I have a teenager, bro. Teenagers mostly watch. I'll tell you what teenagers are mostly into. Teenagers are mostly into Roblox and cartoony video games is what they're mostly into, right? They're into makeup tutorials, Roblox, and cartoony video games, and like slime is mostly what they're into. You know, like they grew up on slime. My daughter is obsessed with slime. Like she loves slime. You know, like one Christmas we just got my daughter like 5 big buckets of slime. AMD at 119. So let's see if it bounces back. Again, Nvidia right around that previous closing price. It hasn't bounced back yet. Again, I will say I'm probably going to add some to Disney here if I can. So I'll probably add a little bit. I don't know. We don't let my daughter use TT. We just don't let her use it. We don't let her use any social media platform. Doesn't matter how. Like we're not going to let her use the social media until she's at least like 15 or 16. I just think social media, specifically like Instagram and stuff like that, is too much for a kid. You know, and she certainly wants one. Like she asks us, she's like, "Hey, I want an Instagram," and we're like, "No." You know, so like she has a phone and she does like but we won't let her use those. She could use YouTube, to watch stuff, but like just not those. Hey, what's up, Raz? No, mostly my son is on like Fortnite. Like my son loves Fortnite. My daughter loves Roblox, and that's it. She loves Roblox, and that's it, basically. All right, guys, look at Tesla, guys. Tesla at 259s here, starting to rebound back up. The SPY at 438s almost, 438s. NVIDIA still pumping up. It's at 427s right now for NVIDIA, so big surge here. So there is the 2 a.m. bell. Let's see what, again, I might buy a little bit of Disney here. Let me see. Bad fill, though, if I do get filled here. All right, so I just got filled. We'll probably add a little bit more. What do you guys think? NVIDIA coming up. Yeah, I see NVIDIA starting to bounce back. Yeah, I think most kids just want social media, and I understand, like I get it. I'm trying to think of how old I was when I had Facebook, but Yeah, I remember MySpace was for that before that. It's all good. Look at Tesla pop. Tesla at 259s. Again, Nvidia now making another comeback. So Nvidia actually green on the day. So here's the thing. One of the things I like Moomoo for is because it gives me this heat map. And so I can kind of see what's going down for stuff like this. Let me make sure. I'm still working on building it up. Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah. But one of the reasons I like Moomoo here is because it has a pretty good look. Where's the heat map? I can look up the biggest news too. So I got to find the heat map, see where it went. There we go. Hold on, let me. Quant. Explore options. I'm trying to figure out how to get back to the heat map, dude. I lost it. Market hot. Okay, here it is. So here's Moomoo here. One of the reasons I like Moomoo, man, look at NVIDIA. So it shows you what is starting to run and what's not here. So you can see mostly what's down today. Like the biggest drops today are in software stocks. So like I'm assuming we can look at like Salesforce, which is CRM. CRM is gapping down. Snow, SNOW, gapping down. Semiconductors are down some. Drug manufacturers are up. Auto manufacturers, utility, medical, aerospace, oil, and gas is slightly up. Household and beverages is up. But everything else is basically down today. And this is one of the reasons I like Moomoo is because of this heat map. Like it gives me an actual heat map of what's going on so I can really get a good digestion of all the different stuff going on right now. So here's pre-market. We can also look at like hot stocks like this. So pre-market, what we got moving right now. So EBET gapping up, EVLO gapping up, LUCY, DICE, BFRI, BioFrontier, Liquid Media. So those are some penny stocks that are running here. So here's the stock heat map. Okay, so here's a stock heat map, which I like a lot better than industry. So NVIDIA up a little bit, Google down, Meta down, Microsoft down, Apple down, Adobe up, JP Morgan up. So banks are mixed. Drug manufacturers are green to a certain extent, but Eli Lilly is kind of dragging it down. Internet retail is red for sure. Amazon down 1.27% this morning. Again, so internet, like social media brands are down. Utilities are doing pretty good. Telecom is doing okay. Auto manufacturers are doing all right with Tesla actually gapping up today. So we got some stuff going on, but here is basically what's going on in these markets here. And this is one of the reasons I like Moomoo. And again, I'm going to be wiring some money to Moomoo today. But Moomoo, again, right now, Moomoo gives you up to 16 free stocks. If you sign up and deposit at least $100, you get 5 free stocks. If you deposit at least $1,000, you get the previous 5 plus another 10, which is 15 free stocks if you deposit $1,000 or more. I think that's the best deal you could get. And then if you deposit over 5K, you get the previous 15 free stocks plus a free share of Tesla or Google. And so it's a pretty good deal, honestly. And again, they are a sponsor of mine, but it's a pretty good deal. And Moomoo, zero commission, trades the full extent of pre-market and after hours, which is really nice. Great news source too, man. Just a good platform. Again, just a good platform. It's a lot like Benzinga in terms of platform and Webull, maybe a lot like Webull. There's like a chat that you can talk to. It gives you free heat maps. Just a lot of cool stuff. The news is really, really accurate too. So I've been using them lately, and yeah, they are a sponsor. But again, you guys know how much I like TOS. I'm not going to switch over TOS for anything small, but I do genuinely like Moomoo as a platform. What I'm excited about is trade options there. I think trading options will be fun there. But yeah, look at Tesla rip. Tesla's starting to bounce here. So yeah, Tesla is starting to pop a little bit. And yeah, if you want to check out Moomoo, Free stocks, but how free? I mean, they're free. Yeah, I mean, what do you mean how free? I mean, look, you get 16 free shares of stocks if you deposit over 5K. You deposit over 1,000, you get 15 free shares, which is a pretty good deal. You know, they're free. I mean, you got to sign up and link your bank and deposit money into their account, and they'll credit you the free stocks. No, Tesla. Yeah, I mean, Tesla's still technically red on the day. Nvidia's still trying to bounce. We'll see if it does. Nvidia over the previous close. The SPY's still weighing down. Everything's kind of down big today, though. You know. Yeah, Nvidia's still over the previous close. I understand being skeptical, but Moomoo's really, really dope. Like Moomoo, a lot like Weeble. All right, so we added a little bit more to Disney here. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. While I'm gone, I'm asking you guys, what stock do you like for a bounce today? All right, guys, bathroom break. What stock do you like for a bounce today? I will be right back. All right, I'm back, guys. Yeah, so one of the questions I asked or I posted on my Twitter account about the LSU versus Wake Forest game is I think it's time to get pitching strike versus ball machines. I think at this point in time with the technological advancements we have made over the last 50 years, I think there is zero need for actual in-person umpires. I think having umpires behind the plate calling balls and strikes screws up the game. It messes the game up. They're biased. Human beings are imperfect. And so having some guy call balls versus strikes like LSU versus Wake Forest ruins the game. Take that guy out of there, man. Give us a freaking machine. You know, give us a strike zone, stay within that strike zone, and then just call balls versus strikes based off of that strike zone with a specific margin. That's what you do. Or at least, like, you can have humans call balls versus strikes, but don't put the umpire behind home plate. Okay? Allow some guy in a booth that can actually see the zone, see exactly where the ball landed to call balls versus strikes. Why don't we have that? Like, it doesn't need to be a machine, it doesn't need to be AI. But what I'm for is put a guy in a booth and let him watch the game just like we're watching the game, and then let him call balls versus strikes from a booth somewhere. Not like, why would you put a guy that needs to know where the ball lands behind the catcher? It's stupid. I understand the need for that 100 years ago, but at this point in time, like, we have good enough cameras to where you can let that man see the entire perfect strike zone. Like, there's no reason he should be behind the catcher. Hey, good luck, Trudeau. UPS union workers voted by 97% to authorize a strike if the company fails to deliver a strong contract by the 31st. Teamsters union. Boeing, they got some good ideas. Yeah, the problem with Boeing is that I don't know enough about the business. I know what it is, of course. I know it's airplanes, but I don't know enough about the business to really say yes or no. I know it's had a really strong year. It's still down over the last few years, though. But again, I just don't know if I trust it enough. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's about. It's about letting them manipulate it, unfortunately. All right, guys. Tesla at 259.20s, 259.20s. The SPY at 437.80s. Nvidia at 427.40s. UFC this weekend looks good. Honestly, last weekend was garbage. I didn't even watch it, which is bad because I usually watch all of them. Yeah, I'd rather be cold than hot. Anyways, Tesla pulling back a little bit. Nvidia broke over the previous closing price, and now it's trying to hold that level here. We'll see if it actually does, but Nvidia's trying to hold. All right. Anybody watch that Blue Jays versus who was it? It was the Blue Jays versus Rangers, bro. Oh yeah, the Rangers Blue Jays game was great. Honestly, the Rangers are good this year, dude. All right, guys. Anything that looks good here? What did you guys say in chat? Did y'all list any good stocks? What is Tesla earnings? Tesla earnings are next month, in July. Yeah, exactly, Chris. Baseball is one of those long, drawn out, like some would argue boring games. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's super contrarian, Trudeau. I'm a contrarian by nature, bro. Carol freaking hates it, dude. But again, like I did that personality test, the Myers-Briggs, and I got the debater personality type. And so I'm a natural contrarian. I think anybody that watches the stream long enough knows that I'm pretty contrarian in a lot of ways. But still, I don't even know if that would be considered contrarian. I agree mostly with that. That's why they want these terrible umpires. The Astros mostly. MVK. I'm an Astros fan, but I can't watch the games because of the blackout restrictions, and I refuse to pay for Comcast or DirecTV, and so I'd rather just not watch the games. Is there any way to watch the games outside of that, though? Like, I would pay if I could watch the Astros. I'm not paying Comcast, but I would pay if I could watch the Astros games or the Rangers games, really. But who designed the restrictions? Like, these restrictions kill the game. Like, oh, hey, who's your home team? Oh, you can't watch your home team if you're in Texas. What? Unless you have one specific scammy service. It's horrible. Yeah, CCL has earnings this month. I'm pretty sure. Let me see. I'm pretty sure CCL has earnings. I'm not sure when they are. When is CCL earnings? Are they tomorrow? No. Maybe it's next week. Let me see. CCL does have earnings coming up sometime soon. Okay, they're the 26th, so they have earnings on Monday of next week. Yeah, it's all right, MVK. I like Scherzer, actually. So, I mean, that's okay. The Astros aren't doing that great this year. I'm kind of rooting for the Rangers this year as well. I'm either rooting for the Rangers, and I think I would be okay if the Angels won, too. Like, if the Angels won, I would be proud of that. If the Angels actually made it to postseason, I'd be happy, even if the Astros lost. Astros won a World Series last year, so, I mean, you know, y'all can talk, but, like, we've won the most recent World Series. FedEx earnings will move the market. They might move it a little bit, not a huge amount. FedEx is a relevant company, but it's not like the biggest, if that makes sense. Like, it might, but it's not like the biggest thing. The Rockets. But I don't watch a ton of basketball. I'll watch the finals, and I'll kind of keep track a little bit, but it's not like I watch baseball and football. I watch football probably more than any of them, with the second being baseball. I'll probably watch like the top 3 sports I watch are MMA, baseball, and football. With football, probably MMA being at the top. I'll watch MMA. If it's a big fight, I'll watch it. And then football and then baseball. But I'll watch all of them. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. People can say we cheated, but the whole league cheated back in the day. Like, everybody tried to find an edge any way you can. Like, how many times how many times was a player booted out for using a corked bat? Or how many times did a pitcher get caught with pine tar and other sticky substances? You know, are we labeling them like universal cheaters? Of course not. Like, people are just mad we won, and that's okay. They can be mad. Listen, people hate on winners, and that's all right. You know, you got to take hating as a compliment, I think. People are mad, and that's all right. Springer's doing great over there, though. So props to Springer. He's doing great over there with the Blue Jays. Results are going to move the markets. They might move it a little bit. It's not going to be a huge release. I mean, building permanent housing starts date is relevant. Like, it'll move the market some. How much, we don't know, but it'll move it some. Google down today. Apple also down today as well. Apple down to 184s. Amazon all the way down to 125s, but Amazon's kind of flat. Most of these stocks showed red action on Friday, so Friday was actually a red day for most of this stuff. But like, I think honestly though, if we have to look at what's actually going on, the market's up a lot over the last 10 days, and so a pullback on Friday is not the craziest thing. Whenever the SPY's gone from 425s to 440 in 10 market days, it's reasonable to have it pull back a little bit. So if the SPY's sitting at 438s, it's not like it's the weakest thing ever today. I think, the market is just up a lot over the last 10 days. Last 20 days, you can kind of see even more green action. So the market has just been flying over it over the last 30 days. The market has been having huge moves, breaking highs of the last year. The lifetime high of the market's at 480. We are at about 440. So we're only about $40 away from the lifetime highs. We also have kind of a U-shaped breakout pattern in the SPY long term if you look at like a weekly chart. And so I think there's some arguments for good stuff, but I don't know what's the best short today. I really don't know. I don't usually like shorting blue chips. I think that's really risky. Um, I would assume UPS would be reeling negatively from this if there's like a potential walkout, but UPS is up a lot over the last 20 days as well. C3 overbought. It depends on what you think about. I don't know if it's C3. I would just look at all microchips as a whole. If we're talking about potential extension. What's the PE ratio? Let me check Moomoo to see what the PE ratio is for C3. C3. So here's C3. Let's see if we can pull up some more data here. I want to pull up like all the levels. Sorry, I'm kind of learning how to use this thing. Learn. Markets, options. All right, so I'm trying to look up fundamentals. Okay, there we go. Fundamentals is what I wanted to look at. Financial analysis, key indicators, financial statements. How do I look up the PE ratio for a lot of these, man, on Moomoo? I'm still learning. Fundamentals. I thought there was another way. There's got to be a better way to do this. But yeah, SPY, pull it back a little bit. I'm just going to use Benzinga for now. There's got to be a better way to look this up, though. I think there is. I know I found it before. It's just taking me a little while. So C3 AI Systems has a PE ratio currently of... Oh, they have a losing PE ratio. When did they have earnings, man? We covered their last earnings report, but it looks like they have a losing PE ratio. So they don't have any. Yeah, so last one they posted. So they've never had a profitable quarter for C3. Their next earnings report's in August, late August. But they've never had a profitable quarter here. Yeah. So how did you pull that up? Is that on? I think the mobile app for Moomoo is solid. Easier to find stuff too. PayPal seems bullish. See, I bought PayPal and I had a really nice swing trade on PayPal. And I ended up cutting it, but it looks like I should have held it, man. PayPal up to 67. So the problem is, like, it looks bullish now, but these are not the stocks that I typically choose to buy, right? Like, these are not the stocks that I usually like buying. So yeah, so these are just not the ones that I typically choose to buy. Hey, what's up, Rod? I don't know, man. I think there's some arguments for PayPal's strength and weakness. Got you. Okay, appreciate it, Pawn. Bro, the problem with having multiple monitors is that you freaking lose your screen very easily. Sheesh. It's so easy to lose the screen I'm on. Economic calendar. Okay, that's there. There we go. But yeah, I'm still kind of mad. About the LSU game. Again, SPY pull it back here. I think there might be a little argument for a dip here in the SPY. Let's see if we buy a little bit here. Let's go ahead and take about, what, 30 shares. We'll take 50 for now. See if we get a little pop. All right, there's 50 shares of the SPY. Put a little bit shorter term time frame on here. I mean, we are testing the volume weighted average price. We are over the 200 EMA. Nvidia's trying to bounce here too. So we'll see if it does, but it's trying. Hey, what's up, Al? All right, PayPal's still starting to break highs. I don't know. I think PayPal is still going to have some uses. I think that the problem with PayPal is that crypto renders it, to a certain extent, obsolete. Because if you can send crypto easily and efficiently, then it doesn't matter. But I think PayPal is owned by some people, and like I think PayPal will be a little bit more resilient than anything else. Cash App is a little bit. Again, I think there's arguments for both sides. I understand the risks here for PayPal and Cash App and the rest of them, but I think there's also chances that these survive short term. Long term, I'm not sure. It depends on how influential crypto is over everything else moving forward, and that's a big question. I don't think anybody really knows for sure either one. Yeah, so the market will consolidate today. I think that's a good argument. I think the market may consolidate today. I remember we have Big Papa Jerome Powell speaking tomorrow and Thursday. Big streams, to be honest. These are big markets. These are big market movers for sure. So which one's tomorrow? Is it House or Senate for his congressional testimony? Is it House or Senate tomorrow? I think it's the Senate tomorrow. Let me check this. I think it's the Senate tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure. All right. So again, tomorrow we got Powell before the House Financial Services Committee, a semi-annual monetary policy report to Congress. Okay. So yeah, Okay, so tomorrow is the House. Or no. All right, tomorrow is the Senate. Or hold on, let me see. Okay, so Thursday's Senate, tomorrow's the House. So it's the House tomorrow and then the Senate on Thursday. So tomorrow, Powell does a semi-annual monetary policy report to Congress before the U.S. House Financial Services Committee. And then Thursday, he does his before the U.S. Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs. So tomorrow is the House. Thursday is the Senate. And we'll stream the full thing. Yeah, what's up, Wonton? Yeah, I mean, I think one of the biggest problems with crypto, and I'm a big crypto bull, but I think going against the banks is a risky endeavor. And I've said this before. All right, so again, we are in the SPY here. I'll probably end up selling this. I mean, we tried to buy the dip. The problem is now we're under the VWAP. We're under the 200 EMA. So I'm going to go ahead and cut most of this trade out and just not worry about it too much here. And maybe it bounces back, but I'm just going to go ahead and eat the loss here and not worry too much about it. We'll have other trades to get involved with. The problem is, like, now that we're under the volume weighted average price, we're under the 200 EMA. I just think that's obviously a little bit more risky. Yeah, again, I think going against the banks is risky. I think the banks run the world, and going against those banks and being a threat to those banks is risky and vulnerable. I think it's vulnerable. I think there's vulnerabilities for sure if you're going against the banks. Again, anytime a U.S. president or politician has tried to take us off of the private banknote system and put us on a value-based currency, again, Lincoln did it with the greenbacks. Very shortly afterwards, he was no more. JFK did it, and then a week later. And so anytime they've tried to take us off the private banknote system and put us on a value-based currency, again, and so I think going against the banks in that regard, I think going against the banks is a risky endeavor. I think if there is a bearish argument for crypto, it's that they're going against banking, and banking is powerful, so I think you got to just be careful if you're crypto. And I think crypto, I think one of the things that one of the ways in which crypto is vulnerable is that it's going against the banks. And now we have the Fed now coming out. It's supposed to come out this month, right? When is the Fed now launching? Because we're going to be streaming the launch, July launch for Fed now. So it's going to happen in July. Fed now is going to start Yeah, I don't care about what any of those things pay. It doesn't matter what they pay wonton. It's just not worth the, you know. No offense, $16 an hour is not enough. I make far more than that here. But yeah, July. I'm trying to see if they give me a hard date on when this is going to happen here. All right, so it says in addition to preparing early adopters for the July launch. So yeah, July looks like when FedNow is going to come out. Again, we're going to cover this full thing. We'll see how it affects everything, crypto included. Speaking of crypto, though, crypto is still trying. Yeah, crypto's still trying to move. Bitcoin currently at about over 26K. It had dipped under 25K for a split second. I think an interesting trade idea for crypto. I think an interesting trade idea for crypto is waiting for it to break under big or pull back. Very similar to the same trades I take in stocks. Same thing happens with crypto to a certain extent in that regard, where like you wait for a big red action over a few days and then you buy the dip. I think it might be a little bit less effective though in crypto, if I'm being honest with it. But it's kind of how it goes in other markets. All right, so look at Tesla here, guys. Tesla is surging up some. The whole crypto market's just been quiet, though. Yeah, I do see the new crypto. It's not an ETF. It is a futures. I have to look a little bit more. Yeah, but again, maybe I should have held my SPY trade, but we a little bitty loss, so it's all good. Look at Tesla rip here, though, guys. Tesla's flying back up. Again, I'm probably going to add a little bit more to Disney here. All right, so we're in more shares of Disney. Are you buying dips or too early to tell? I'm only buying blue chips that I'm actually confident in long term. So no matter what we do short term, I'll still hold these most likely if they go against me. Look at Tesla pop though, guys. Tesla up to almost 261s right now. So Tesla's moving. Sorry, let me change this song. I'm going to put some old music here. So we've been building this playlist on Epidemic Sounds for years. It's literally got days and days of content. And so I'm going to go back to some of my old music that some of you guys, if you've been here long enough, specifically Chris, maybe might remember. There we go. All right, Tesla very green on the day now. Nvidia did surge up. Man, I should have held this, but it's hard to predict like what these other stocks are going to do. But look at Tesla rise. So Tesla now technically green on the day. Again, the SPY at 438s, NVIDIA at 429s right now. 429s for NVIDIA here. So when do you expect crypto? I have no idea when crypto is going to get volatile. I really have no idea. And so NVIDIA at 429. All right, so Tesla over the previous closing price, now starting to dip down a little bit. What's up, Joe? What's up, Bao? Yeah, Tesla now technically green. Deutsche Bank with some news today. What's the news on them? The only thing I've really bought up this morning is Disney. I bought up a little bit of Disney here. I'll probably just sit tight and wait for this one. I think it's pulled back enough for me to capitalize on some gains here if I stay patient enough. But I think I got to be patient. Phew, yeah, my son's been running a high fever for the last 4 days, man. So I didn't really get that much sleep, but we've been to the ER twice. Yeah, his fever went up to 104 a couple times. Honestly, the frustrating thing about doctors is like we bring him in and his fever's high, and I would rather them do like blood work to make sure everything's all good, but they never do, you know. And I get it, he's like young, and so he might kind of get, you know, upset at that, but like I'd rather just know instead of just risking it. Again, SPY at 438, so SPY is still surging up here. Again, Tesla over the previous close. The question is, do we hold? I think you could argue for a dip buy here in Tesla for a short-term play, because a lot of the time it's going to hold support at this previous closing price, but not always, of course. And like, again, I guess time will have to tell here. It's Top Step. You can check out the link in the description, Trudeau, if you're interested. Yeah. Yeah, he's okay. They say it's viral. So they say it's viral. So he's all right. Today's day 4, I think. Yeah, so today's day 4. So it should start to subside. He was okay. I felt his I felt his head this morning. He didn't have a fever this morning. It's funny. It's like when he wakes up in the morning, he's fine. He's jumping around saying, "Hey guys, let's go play." He wants to play video games. He's like, "Hey, let me go play video games, Dad." And I'm like, "No, bro, you got to stay down here." And then when nighttime happens, that's usually when he's been spiking a fever. Yesterday it wasn't as bad. Like last night it was only like 102, 102 and a half. And kids have higher average fever than adults do, but yeah, hopefully we're on the tail end of it. Hopefully. He's 9. Yeah, we made sure he went outside and got some sun, is what we did. So like yesterday when his fever went down, we made him sit in the sun for like a minute. Not too long because it's so hot, but like vitamin D is super important. So we just made him sit out and get some vitamin D. But again, he should be on the tail end of it now. Yesterday was a more mild version of it relative to the previous few days. So I appreciate the kind words, guys. No, he doesn't really have a cough or a sore throat or anything. Not really any mucus or stuffy nose. And so aside from the rest of that stuff, he's been okay. Um, I was worried about a bacterial infection because he didn't really have any other symptoms to justify having the fever, but I guess it is viral. Again, it's most likely, like I said, I went to Florida, and like one of the kids we were in Florida with that just kind of showed up right before we got there. It was somebody's grandson. He was sick, and they didn't really even tell us he was sick, and then we had to basically wake up and deal with him in the morning. Um, and so he was sick and like nauseous. Um, and so when I got home from Florida, I was nauseous and like had like weird stomach aches. I also felt a little bit like ill for 3 days once we got home. But I never ran a fever. I never took my temperature, but I didn't think I ran a fever. And so then my son has it now. So I'm hoping I already got it, and that it's just my son might be reacting to it differently. But I don't know. Not really any big earnings today. No, I don't have any videos yet. Honestly, to understand me, I freaking hate editing videos. I really do. Like, I hate videos, man. But I need to produce a swing trading video sometime soon. Yeah, for sure, Chris. I've been home for a week now, haven't left the house. Yeah, so the Fed talk this week are going to be big. Next week we got GDP and PCE data, which will be big as well. Um, and so yeah, we got some big stuff coming out this week. So again, Tesla's still trying to hold the previous closing price. So Tesla is still trying to hold up there. We'll see if it does. Again, we got about 40 minutes. We do have housing start data, and we have housing starts and building permit data coming out today. So we'll see what we get. It might be good, might be bad. I don't know. So if we look at building permit data, so building permits are expected today. Today is the 20th. So yeah, building permit data is expected today. We are expecting 1.425 million for building permits. Housing starts expected at minus 0.8% at 1.4 million. Aside from that, we don't really have anything else going on. We have FOMC Williams speaking on later this afternoon, or this morning, like late this morning at 11:45. Aside from that, there's just nothing really out today. Tomorrow and Thursday will be big though, so like we'll have a busier week moving forward. No, so Powell's not speaking today, James. He's speaking on Wednesday and Thursday. What do you think about GameStop? Ryan Cohen finally taking the driver's seat as CEO. I think GameStop's interesting. I mean, again, it just depends on how they execute their plans. So with GameStop, it really just depends on how they execute their plans. I think it's very volatile, but I think it's interesting to watch. And so I don't know. What do you guys think about GameStop, guys? But yeah, Fed talks this week will be some of the biggest influences. We got Big Papa Jerome Powell speaking tomorrow and Thursday, and we'll stream the entire thing like we always do. But yeah, the whole market will be paying attention to that for sure. Yeah, all good, man. All right, AMD trying to hold. The problem with the AMD is the PE ratio is so freaking high right now, man. The PE ratio is so high. All right, guys, look at Tesla. Pulled back to the previous closing price, bounced right off of that SPY, holding at that 200 EMA. So we got some nice action there. Again, we'll see if it continues to hold. Disney, I'll probably keep adding to it here. Big pullbacks and some other stuff, too, that we can look for, but... yeah, guys, just... I'll say this. Some people in chat, and I won't be specific, look like people who have been... and look and act like people who have been banned previously. And so, if I feel like you're somebody that might have been banned previously, I'm going to have a very short leash with you. And again, just be respectful. Don't be trollish. Don't be... don't just kind of argue just to argue. And you'll be good. Not going to be specific, but just a fair warning to everybody there. Don't argue with other people is what it is. Like, some people just kind of sit around and argue with others. Again, if I feel like you're doing that, you will get banned. Hey, what's up, Maximus? Good morning. Yeah, the tech stock. So again, we pull up. Look at Tesla here. Tesla is really what's helping this run. So Tesla is really what's surging up. I think a lot of the short bias traders that are telling me the market was going to crash a year ago, I think a lot of them are just mad I've been right over the last year. And so, they're too prideful to admit that they know I've been right. Again, I've been telling people the market didn't have to crash. And I've had a couple people that have come to the stream and they've just been like, oh, the market's going to crash. Get out now. They'll say sell now. And they'll just pressure people to do these things. And then the market doesn't crash. The market just kind of rips up. And then it's like, oh, well. And then they just kind of act like they never said it. Either that or they just get weird. And so feels good to be right, honestly, because I've been telling people the same thing for like a year now. And in hindsight, anybody that has watched the stream consistently over the last year, I'm not mad if you're bearish. I'm really not. Like, be bearish. Just don't pressure people to sell. Like, it's fine to be bearish, but what's not okay is telling people, get out now, sell now. And then the stocks that you're telling people to get out of are just kind of running up, and you're causing people to like miss out on profit because of emotion or political bias or whatever it really is, right? In the end, it's fine to have whatever viewpoint you want in this community. It really is. Like, it's fine to be whatever viewpoint you want. Just don't pressure other people to have that same viewpoint. Like, that's the one thing. Like, don't pressure other people to sell. Don't pressure other people to buy. Definitely not with penny stocks. Like, penny stocks, that'll get you noticed quick. But again, it's all love, kind of. I mean, I hate those guys forever, but it's all love. Hey, what's up, Cal? PayPal running hard. Yeah, PayPal, man. I shouldn't have sold it, bro. I was interested in PayPal like what? I ended up buying PayPal at like 50s and early 60s, and looks like it was a good buy. Yeah, dude. It's cool if you're bullish, just ignore that yield curve inversion at your peril. When it uninverts, it's going to be bull pain. Well, sure. But again, the market's up so much right now that, like, even if we have a correction, we're still probably going to be green relative to like previously. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, we might correct eventually. But at what point does the market push up enough to make that moot? You know, at what point does the market just push up so much that it doesn't matter? And again, like I said, y'all could be bearish. Again, it's all again, you could be bearish. I'm not against bears, guys. I'm really not. Just don't pressure people to sell. You know, that's where I draw the line. Like, don't tell people you need to get out now. Because again, you got to understand my perspective is I have been here for the last year telling people that we didn't have to crash, that the market didn't have to crash, that I didn't know what was going to happen, but that the market certainly, the market doesn't have to do anything. Yet I've had people come here and just pressure people to sell, get out now, get out now. They'll say, and they'll pressure. And then the market didn't crash and the market just kept pushing up. In fact, we've had some of the biggest gains over the last 3 to 6 months in a while. And so if people listen to those people who pressure to get out now, they would have missed out on huge gains in large caps. So that's the reason I kind of don't want pressure. I'd rather just people, again, my biggest common saying is, I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. Very nice, Peggy. That's pretty good entry. 63 solid. We'll see if it holds. Again, I ended up selling a long time ago, but I did capitalize on the PayPal dip. So I did make money on it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the market's going to do tomorrow. I'm going to cover it. I'm going to stream the whole thing live. I don't know what the market is going to give us tomorrow. I think anything could potentially happen here. But yeah. I think the market could hold. The market could break down. You know, I think anything could basically happen here. But I need a haircut. I think anything could happen tomorrow. But Powell usually influences the market. So like we're at least going to get some volatility from all this stuff. Did my headphone fall out and I just not realize it? Looks like it did. There we go. Oh no, I lost the bud. Oh, there it is. All right. John, please talk about Disney a bit. I want to understand. I mean, do your thing, man. Again, I've at this point in time, bro, I have bought the Disney dip, rode the bounce back, taken profit on the bounce back, waited for a dip again, and rebought in on the pullback. But again, I don't know what Disney's going to do. I tell people this all the time. I like Disney for a dip. But bro, your trades are up to you, man. I have nothing to do with any of that stuff. If you lose on Disney, that's on you, man. I have made money on Disney a lot over the last couple weeks. In fact, over the last month, Disney's pretty much break even. But it went all the way up to 95. And so, you know, again, the what I always tell people is that long-term Disney should be okay. And so if you're looking at Disney over a couple months, I mean, that's on you. You know what I mean? Yeah, so Tesla definitely helping the market. We can look at a heat map here and kind of get a good look at what's going on. Let me find this heat map. It's somewhere. Okay. Let me get out of that. Explore. Okay, so yeah, here's the heat map that we have in the market right now. So what's propping the market up right now? Nvidia, Tesla, JP Morgan, other pharmaceutical companies are propping the market up. So pharma stocks are propping the market up. Utilities, which are not really medical stocks, Abbott, Medtronic, Edwards, Visa. So software companies like, what is this right here? SAP and Uber holding the market up a little bit. And software, Adobe, Palo Alto, SQ helping the market up right now. So this is the market currently. SPY still red on the day, but Nvidia, Tesla, all helping the market for sure. For Disney, yeah, here's the Disney chart. It's down a little bit on the day, but like here's a 20-day chart. It's kind of flat. Again, it went all the way up to 95s, and again, I took profit there. And then we waited. Our average right now is 91.22 on Disney. If you want to see my average here, 91.22. We're down a little bit on this latest trade, but again, I just bought back in. So again, you got to understand, like, I will buy dips, sell on the bounce, add back on the bottom. AMD starting to rebound back over the 200 EMA as well. What do you think of SoFi? I don't know enough about SoFi, but I think we might. Yeah, I trade futures, so we'll definitely trade futures today. But yeah, we'll definitely trade futures. All right, guys. So again, some green action. You should hold futures as long as that Disney trade. No, I mean, I mostly day trade futures and then I buy stocks. Like when I swing trade, it's usually stocks. When I usually swing trade stocks, I usually buy up and day trade futures. That's usually what I do. Oh, I still got the bathroom break up. My bad, guys. There you go. So yeah, but Microsoft and Nvidia. What's Microsoft at right now? I think Microsoft's down on the day, right? Loan for house? Mortgage? No. Microsoft's at 340s right now. What would be better for market, higher or lower? Building permit data is what you mean. Yeah, so we got 25 minutes before building permit data comes out. Look at the SPY rip. So everything started to bounce back up a little bit. SPY's moving up. Tesla's moving up. Again, we're going to put up NVIDIA here. And we do have building permit data dropping at 8:30 today. All right, so NVIDIA at 429s right now, 429s. It's a 5-minute chart. I don't know if the market's going to keep going up, Raphael, or not. I'm not sure, bro. Nobody knows. I don't know. Nobody else knows either. Intel looking good. Yeah, Intel started to surge up. It's gapping up today. It's at 36s. It finally made some moves, man. It was really quiet for like a year straight. Finally started to rebound back up, though. So Intel's been quiet for like basically a full year. Intel's been flat. It's finally starting to rebound. So Intel actually kind of looks interesting, especially with AI. There might be some arguments here. When is Intel earnings coming out? Let me look up Earnings Whisper and see when Intel earnings are going to drop. July 27th is when Intel. So we still got like a month and a week. We got 1.25 months before Intel drops earnings. But yeah, most of the big earnings drop next month at the end of the month. Nvidia's trying, though. It's starting to bounce back. Again, Tesla leading the market back. SPY still has a long way to go, though. So 439.40s is the previous closing price on the SPY. So we really do have kind of a ways Um, yeah, I'm not getting loans right now for sure. The interest rates are just too high, you know. Yeah, it really. Again, I don't want to tell anybody to do anything for Disney or anything else. I don't know what any of these stocks are going to do. What I do know is that generally blue chips are going to go up long term, and so I can diversify into those blue chips and generally be okay short or long term as long as I'm patient enough. You know, the problem most people face though is that they're just not patient enough. So, you know, it takes them so long to or they just get emotional about individual positions and they just end up making the wrong decision. Like emotion causes you to make bad trades. Um, so that's what happens to most people. All right, guys, we still got about 20 minutes here, guys. 20 minutes before numbers come out. I'll put the timer up. About 20 minutes before the actual numbers come out. All right, guys. Here's the timer. We got 20 minutes, guys. Here's the timer right here. We'll put it under Tesla. I'll make it a little bit smaller if I can. There we go. Let's see if I can shrink it. No, that's all right. All right, so there's the timer. There's Tesla on the top left. I trade sometimes off stream. It just depends on what's going on, man. Yeah, I'm definitely not taking every trade on stream. Just not what I do. Again, I think pressure kills profit. I saw somebody else say, like, don't get it twisted. Money's made when you're off stream, not on stream, you know? Martin Cabral getting accused of cheating in poker. All right, still moving up a little bit for everything, guys. Intel might be one that I'm interested in buying too. Yeah, the Astros have been sucking lately, unfortunately, man. We still got a long year left. We still got, you know, almost 100 games, so we still got time. But, man, again, I think I'm going to choose to just root for the Rangers this year. Again, SPY up to 438, still heading up here. Tesla moving up. NVIDIA still bouncing up to 430s. You're talking about Martin Cabral, pawn? But Martin didn't cheat. He didn't cheat. He just got accused of it by Andrew Roble. At the WSOP. I'm pretty sure he didn't cheat either. Like the hand they were talking about him was like 7-3 offsuit or something that he would never mark the cards for. Like why are you going to mark like a 7 or a 3 or whatever it is? And so It's kind of messed up that they're accusing him of cheating. I think, because I don't think that's what's going on. I think people are editing it to make it look. Yeah, I don't think the WSOP was even able to produce one marked card throughout the whole thing. So I don't know if he was cheating or not. But yeah. We're about to switch this rally from Fang to broad base, maybe. Yeah, which one? A lot of the videos of him are edited to make it look worse than it is. Like he was digging this, like the one where they have him digging his hands into it. It was like a garbage hand you would never want to mark. You know what I mean? But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I haven't really digged into a lot of it though. Pun intended, I guess. I like Martin though. I think Martin's hilarious. Let me see. All right, again, Tesla at 261.20s here. Yeah, I'm looking for any proof of him marking cards. Yeah, I don't know. I'm watching him right now, actually, Pawn. I'm watching him right now where he stands up and looks at the card. That is kind of suspect. That's actually illegal to do as well. But yeah. Anyways, Tesla pull it back a little bit. Is there an argument for a dip buy here? We still got about 15 minutes before building permit and housing start data comes out. So is this an argument for a dip buy here? I don't know how much building permit and housing start data is going to really influence the market. I don't know, man. I'm watching this video now. I don't know, bro. Actually, I think you're right, Pawn. I think Martin did cheat here. The problem, though, is that what he marked in that sketchy hand was like 3-9 offsuit or something, like not good. Anyways, do you buy the dip here? Tesla at 261 looks like a reasonable support level, but I don't know. We got this other high up there on the SPY that might be interesting too. But let's see if this 261 level holds. No Tesla dip buy. Yeah, well, it needs to be short term, like not long term, you know? Like, again, one of the things that happens here is like people will have bias on like individual stocks, right? And so like maybe people are bearish long term on Tesla, you know? And so then when I'm like, hey, what about a little Tesla dip? I'm not talking about a long-term dip buy. I'm just talking about this little pullback right here. You'll be able to see it. What I'm talking about is this. So I'm talking about this little baby dip right here. So I'm looking at like this dip bounce. Even if it rejects here and falls down, the dip would still work, is the reason I'm looking at it. And we got about 11 minutes left here. Ooh, what is this? Oh, nice, dude. So, okay, cool. So Epic Pen just did this thing where I can draw stuff and it disappears. That's pretty cool. Let's see. I think it'll even stay longer. You draw it, and then after a little bit, it disappears. That's cool. But does it still let me click stuff? No. That's a good idea. All right, guys, building permit date in about 12 minutes. Intel pulling back a little bit. Here's Tesla. Yeah, there's some sketchy stuff going on there for sure, Pawn. I don't know what it was, but there was some weirdness. Again, Tesla at 261s, basically right under 261's level. Again, we'll see if the previous closing price dip works here. But I am noticing some pullbacks ahead of building permits. I don't know how much building permits are going to ultimately affect everything, though. Like these might not be big effects of the on the market. Could he actually gain an advantage with marking such terrible cards? I mean, he would know when somebody has air. Like, think about it like this, right? If you mark 2-9 or whatever it is, and you see somebody over there with those marked cards, or at least with one of them, you know that they don't have aces or kings or queens. You know they got garbage. And so I think marking any hand is going to have some inherent value, but I don't know if it would ever be worth the risk. I think with so many cameras on you, at those moments in time, I think it's going to be very difficult to get away with it scot-free. So like, I don't know what his idea was. The fact that he did that and thought that if he did cheat, the fact that he did it and thought he could get away with it is the craziest thing to me. Like the World Series of Poker, bro, you're going to have millions of people watching you on camera, dude. Like, so for him to think that's what makes me believe that he didn't do it intentionally. He does have autism, so it could just be like a nervous tick of some sort or something like that, right? And so that's possible. But I think he's smart enough to understand that he was never going to get away with that on camera with millions of people watching. Not something like that. So again, Tesla did bounce after the dip we just had. So Tesla did bounce. It's up to 261.20s right now. We still got 8 minutes or so until the actual numbers come out. Will the data move markets? I really don't know how much they're going to move markets. Tesla Canada is offering 3 years of free supercharging with a new car. Wait, you have to pay to supercharge your car? At the electric? You have to pay to charge your car? All right, so we did just bounce back over 261s, and we're trying to hold. Yeah, for sure, Chris. That's the craziest part. Like, that's the hardest part for me to believe is like Martin's a smart dude. He really is. He's like very intelligent guy. He's kind of a troll, which makes me like him even more. So if this is true, it's unfortunate because I always liked watching him. He was kind of one of those big poker trolls where yeah, he was just one of those big poker trolls. But yeah, Martin Cabral, he's this huge poker troll that just kind of trolls everybody at the poker table. He's really fun to watch. But like I said, if you didn't understand what we were just talking about, he has been recently accused by Andrew Roble of cheating by specifically marking his cards. Again, I think the hand was like a really bad hand. It was like 3-9 offsuit, but there's still advantages to be had. Again, the thing that makes me think he's innocent, though, is that anybody should understand how obvious it's going to be that you're marking cards, especially in the World Series of Poker final table, right? You're going to have millions of people watching you. So, like, I think Martin is smart enough to understand that getting away with that is going to be very difficult. But maybe that was in his plan. Again, he was a very smart guy, but you can see him noticeably marking cards. So you can see him marking cards. There's videos of him specifically marking cards. And I don't know if it was just kind of a nervous tick or if he was doing it intentionally or if he was kind of trolling people by getting them worried. I know he also stood up and looked down at people's cards and really needed to look. And so I think that mixed with the video of him actually marking cards is pretty suspect. And yeah, again, let me know what you guys think happened there. I think it's very weird, all that stuff. I think, yeah, I just think it's very strange. And, you know, it's unfortunate if he was cheating because, yeah, it's just unfortunate. All right, guys, I'm going to mute the music for a second. I'm probably going to make a short out of that. All right, guys, we got 5 minutes here. 5 minutes. All right, so there we go. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. What's Coinbase doing here with all the stuff going on with the government and all that stuff? What's going on with Coinbase here? Let me look. Here, I'm gonna unmute the music. Um, Again, Nvidia still popping up. Look at Tesla. See, again, that dip buy would have worked on Tesla, which is what I'm saying. Like a lot of the time, dip buys can be powerful if you wait for them. If you wait for them and you get good enough like stuff, a lot of times, you know, a lot of times you can get some nice little pullbacks. Look, back up to the very top of the range. So same thing. All right, look at that big pop up to 262s. And this is why I was talking about that dip because dips can be powerful in that regard. They can work. Again, I look for sideways consolidation. A lot of the time, you're going to have some nice little dips. And there's a high of the day break on Tesla, all the way back up to 262s here. So a very strong move for Tesla. Big move all the way back up to 262s. And yeah, this is one of the reasons why I like those pullbacks and those dips because they can work, man. Wait, so how much does it cost to charge a Tesla? It's like half the price of regular gas. Okay. And so do you have to put gas? Do you ever have to put gas in a Tesla? No, right? It's fully EV, correct? I'm sure you have to put oil in there for lubricants maybe, but this is a highly Googleable answer, so forgive me. Okay, so yeah, no gas. It's fully electric, no gas. What I meant to say is like lubricants. Okay, so no traditional oil changes either. I should have known that. I think I already knew this, but even braking, you don't need. That's cool. There's a trunk generator. All right, guys, here goes the numbers. We got about 2.5 minutes left. 2.5 minutes. Again, 2.5 minutes, guys. Tesla at 262s right now. 262s. The SPY at 438.20s. Nvidia at 428.50s here. diesel powered. Just tires? That's cool, man. That's a good idea. Again, we'll see what building permit data comes in as. We got about a minute and a half left, team. Housing starts. Building permits expected at 4.25. If you don't know what building permits are, they measure the change in the number of new building permits issued by the government. They're key in indicating housing starts. And then we do have housing starts today as well, expected at 1.4 million. They measure the annualized change in the number of new residential buildings that began construction during that month. It measures strength in housing sectors. So again, that is in 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes for this stuff. We got our numbers up again. Hit that subscribe button. I'm also going to throw it in sub-only mode here as well, guys. So if you have not already, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We appreciate the love and support. Hit that sub button, guys. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And here goes the data. We still got about a minute left. 1 minute left, guys. We'll dismiss the timer, get the timer out the way. You're charging at home most of the time. Yeah. All right, guys, 40 seconds, 40 seconds. Make sure you hit the live button next to the play button to make sure you're fully caught up on stream. If you haven't already, check out TopStep. If you want to day trade economic releases, TopStep is a funded account program for futures. They give you a demo. They test your skill. There's no PDT in futures. You can day trade short with no PDT rule. And it's the easiest way to test your skill and get started in day trading. Most pro traders day trade futures because there's no PDT restrictions, and TopStep is the cheapest way. The base package is 130 something if you use my link, and it's just a beautiful way to test your skill. If you pass it, there's a 90% split, and they pay out millions, fund thousands a year. Here's the building permit data right here, guys. Let's see what they show up. All right, guys, so building permit, housing starts, building permits just came in higher than expected at 1.491 million. 1.491 million for building permit data at 5.2%. Housing starts came in higher than expected as well. So both of these returned higher than expected numbers here. Higher than expected numbers for housing starts. Again, building permits came in at 1.491 million. Housing starts came in at 21.7%. 21.7% for housing starts at 1.631 million. So well above estimates. It didn't really move the market much, but well above estimates here. And we'll put these numbers up on screen. Again, not really much influence over markets, but we did have housing starts and building permits come in at noticeably higher than expected for both of these. Maybe this signals strength in housing is really what this signals. So strength in housing. I'm going to do a question. Is real estate strength back? U.S. housing starts number for May came in 1.631 million versus 1.4 million expected. Housing starts came in at 1.631. Building permits came in at 1.491. So much higher than expected for real estate here. See if that's indicative of strength in other markets. But real estate, this is a good sign for real estate. These numbers up on screen. But again, the reason TopStep and other funded account programs are valuable is because they're really like, okay, it's the best of both worlds. It's like 130 something. If you use my link, you get it for 20% off. And if you're good enough to pass it, then you still keep 90% of your profit once you're funded. So if you pass the testing, again, the base one, they give you a 50K demo, and you got to hit 3K in profit on that 50K demo without losing over 2K or $1,000 on any given day. Even if you hit $1,000 in losses on any given day, it just makes you sit out for the rest of the day. It doesn't eliminate you from the combine. So if you could pass that, if you can hit 3K in profit on that demo without losing 2K and pass both phases, then they're going to fund you 50 grand with a 90% split. And so it's noticeably cheaper to get your feet wet doing this than put up 10 or 15K yourself in futures. And when you day trade futures, you can day trade the NASDAQ, you can day trade the S&P 500 and what's called the SPY and all that stuff. And if you lose, you're only going to be down 130 something. So it's going to be noticeably cheaper than if you put $15,000 up yourself and you risk that instead, which is kind of what you're going to have to do if you trade futures. You're going to have to put up some money to do so. But again, there's no PDT rule, and regardless, it's much easier. There's less red tape in futures, and most pro traders actually day trade futures. And so again, check out Top Step. Link is in the description. You can also find the link right here. So the $1,000 max loss per day doesn't eliminate you anymore. They changed that rule pretty recently, fireworks, to where now at this point in time, if you lose over $1,000 on the base one, then they just make you sit out for the rest of the day. So they changed it to where it doesn't make you start over. It doesn't make you repay. But they changed that. It was like a couple weeks ago. Yeah, so the dollar index like this here. So let's look at the Dixie. So the dollar index did like this. Look at it pop up. Huge surge at 102.50s here, guys. Huge surge for the dollar index at 102.50s. All right, guys, so we did get another pullback. SPY is pulling back to both the 200 EMA and the volume weighted average price. The dollar index has moved back up too here. Housing starts not important. I mean, it varies, dude. Depends. It's important for real estate. For the stock market, it's less. You know. All right, we're gonna get ready to start trading some futures today, guys. Again, Tesla pulled it back a little bit. Disney didn't really react much. We're still down a little bit, but it's small. Powell speaking tomorrow and Thursday, not today. So Powell speaking tomorrow and Thursday. Today's gonna be a little bit more quiet, but that's all good. All right, guys, the Dixie at 102.50s, Tesla at 261.60s. SPY still down there. Part of me wants to buy this dip in the SPY. I think I might. We'll take 20 shares. We'll take 30 shares for now and see if we want to add some more. So 30 shares of the SPY. We're pulling back to the 200 EMA and the volume weighted average price, and I think that might be a reasonable spot to take. We also might take some futures trades pretty soon. Hey, what's up, Shepard? Good morning. Dollar strength to stock weakness. Yeah, there's usually an inverse correlation with the dollar index of the market, typically. So the dollar index going up usually makes the market go down, or not makes the market go down, but usually there's an inverse correlation for a lot of different reasons. The main one is, if people are more interested in, if cash is gaining value, people are more likely to sit on cash. If your cash is losing value, what do big banks and other, big holders do? They usually, if your cash loses value, they usually put their cash to work in something else, like they buy equities or crypto or real estate or whatever. So in that regard, there's usually an inverse correlation. My Father's Day was okay. My son was sick. My son's been sick for 4 days now. High fever, 104 fever at some point. So it's been rough. Meta's interesting. We'll see if it holds. Meta's been on a huge run this last year, though. Big run on Meta for the last year. So 279s right now. And yeah, we'll see if it holds. But we're also probably going to trade some futures today. Forex is definitely not more predictable. Forex is definitely not more predictable. It's typically less predictable than other stuff, to be honest. You know. Like, the problem with Forex is that there's less overall volatility in Forex relative to everything else, right? So Forex, you really kind of have to like dig and find volatile stuff. Futures market, you don't have to dig very far to find volatile stuff. All right, so we're now under these levels. I'll probably end up selling this. But yeah, in futures, you don't have to dig as much to find volatile stuff. Like, a lot of people day trading Forex, there's just so much red tape. It's so difficult. You got to like use VPNs and like really dig to find profitable pairs, where it's like most of you guys trading Forex should be trading futures. There's no PDT in futures. You can day trade short it in the same way that you can with Forex. You could trade some currencies in futures. Like, you can trade a lot of different currencies in futures, very similar to the Forex pairs that they're based around. There's no PDT rule. Funded account programs are allowed just like in Forex and futures, and they're easier, I think, and more legit. And so I think there's just a lot of reasons that people should be trading futures over Forex and over stocks in a lot of ways too. Now, again, I'm biased because, you know, Top Step is a sponsor of mine, but regardless of whether, and again, I'll post this link, you know, if anybody wants to check it out. But like, when you think about how difficult it is for, or you can check out the link in the description if you want to try out Top Step, which is the most legit futures funded program in the world. But again, I'm biased, of course. I just think it makes more sense. Like, if I could start over, I would 100% do a funded account program in futures over anything else. Forex is cool, but like, again, when you think about what you need to actually trade Forex, you need a VPN. You got to hide where you're from. If you want access to leverage, you got to do all this sketchy stuff. I just don't think that's the right move. I think most of the time, people don't know about futures, right? They don't know what futures are. They might hear about futures, but they don't know that you can day trade the spot. Like, I can day trade the same thing I'm doing right now in TOS. I could do this in futures with no PDT rule, right? And so where my Thinkorswim account's got like 40 to 50,000 in it, I need noticeably less in futures to do the exact same thing. I'm down slightly on the day currently. I'm down like 30 bucks. But I'll probably end up cutting this trade. Yeah, we do have FedEx earnings today after the close. Yeah, we're going to get ready to start trading futures too. So let me put up some stuff here. So here's the SPY. SPY is looking a little red for us today. Let me put up the VWAP here, and then I'm going to get ready to trade some futures. Remember, we did roll over last week, guys. So we did roll over here. So remember, we did roll over in futures last week, guys. So you need to be using the most updated futures contract. All right, so yeah, we are ready. We'll put like Tesla up here too. Tesla's still looking strong. I'm going to put NVIDIA up, and then this is basically the SPY. So what you see on the chart right now in futures is basically the SPY. If I can figure out a way to put the volume weighted average price up here. I know I did this the other day. Manage indicators. Okay, here we are. All right, so we want to put the ERA up for sure. I always put two big indicators there. There it is. We want to put the VWAP up and then EMA up as well. That's cool. All right, bear with me, guys. Still learning how to use this. How do I add it to my chart? Okay, so that's how you do it. Main indicators. All right, VWAP. There we go. So there's the VWAP. I just need the EMA. EMA. We got the VWAP. There's the EMA. All right. And then I think now it should be down here. There it is, EMA. All right, there we go. I wanted those two. I wanted the purple line and the EMA. The also thing I like about this is I can go like that. That's what I like. All right, let's do the same thing here. But yeah, we do have a nice little bounce in futures here. Put the VWAP up on this chart. I'm going to put an intraday VWAP is what I like the most. So like a one-day VWAP here. There we go. We'll even keep the upper and lower bands. We are starting to break over that here too. The EMA, get the VWAP. There we go. That's better. All right, but yeah, look at Tesla, guys. Tesla running this morning, very strong. We did get a pop over the volume weighted average price on the Micro E Mini. Again, I am in the SPY currently. And so we're actually back green on this trade here on the SPY. Let's see if it continues back up. AMD starting to move back over the VWAP and over the 200 EMA. Hey, what's up, Jamie? Yeah, so we did catch that nice little green action on the SPY. We'll see if it holds. The building permit data came out this morning, Jamie, but it wasn't a huge release. Again, we do have FedEx earnings after the close today. It's not a huge influence. Also, happy Juneteenth to all my people out there, you know. I would have posted about it. I don't usually post about any holiday on social media, though, to be honest. Deutsche applied for a digital asset license. So crypto maybe for Deutsche. What's their symbol? Isn't it DB? What's Deutsche Bank? Yeah, it's DB. They had that big volatility earlier. They're up a little bit. I don't think there's anybody speaking right now. We have ECB's McCall speaking in about an hour. We got Bullard speaking currently, maybe, but that started at 6:30. I don't know if he's still speaking or not. ECB's McCall speaking. So we have Williams, FOMC member Williams, speaking at 11:45. Nothing really big today, though. It's pretty slow. All right, so we're still heading up a little bit, and we did buy that SPY trade. We did buy that SPY dip. So we're now green on this trade currently here. What do I want to do with it, though? I think I'm just going to let the bounce happen. We're over the VWAP. Starting to surge up a little bit. Slightly green on the trade. I could have bought more, but that's okay. Hey, let's advance. Are you talking about soccer, bro? Bro, I never watch soccer, dude. Again, if I watch sports, it's mostly the main three that I'll watch football, baseball, and MMA. Right? I definitely don't watch soccer. Football, whatever y'all want to call it. Again, I mean, they'll say, oh, it's not soccer, it's football, but like, didn't everybody overseas call it soccer up until like the last 20 years? You know? Yeah, Powell speaking tomorrow. That's going to be big. Again, we're going to stream the full thing. Like, people get mad at America for saying soccer, but the British are really the ones that started using soccer 200 years ago. What's your favorite in MMA? My favorite fighters right now? Sean O'Malley is pretty solid. Jay Hill is pretty good. There's a bunch of good ones right now, man. There's a lot of crazy ones that are fun right now. Hiri Prakaska is pretty fun to watch. He ended up. What I don't like about Hiri is or Jiri. I don't know how you pronounce it. Johnny Walker on Paul Craig. But what I don't like about Prakaska is that he left his belt. Like, he won the belt and then he left it. But I think he's fun to watch too. Yeah, Izzy's good. Adesanya's fun to watch. Cornhole. We play cornhole here, and like my wife's family's from Michigan. Spy still move it up a little bit, and so like they're big cornhole players. Bro, I go out there, and I had never played cornhole before, and I just started, Kobeing that game. Everybody was like, wow, man, one of the greatest ever over here. I'd never even played before, but it's kind of like throwing a baseball. All right, but we're still moving up. We'll see if it holds. But yeah, every time I go up to Michigan, we play that. Who do you think is the GOAT of MMA? John Jones. John Jones, without question. I mean, I don't think it's even arguable. Dude's just the best. I mean, I know there's an asterisk because of his potential steroids and stuff, but Jones, is probably the GOAT. He's got to be, right? It's either him or Khabib. But I don't think, I don't know. Khabib was the most impressive, I think, versus everybody else. But because I thought there were a couple fights that Jones lost versus who's the sledgehammer guy, man? I can't remember his name. I thought he lost that fight though versus Thiago Santos. I thought he lost those, but like the judges gave it to him. I don't think there was any Khabib fight I watched that I thought he lost. But I don't think Khabib stayed in it long enough. I think he retired too early and he didn't face the best competition. But I think it's between Khabib and Jones. All right, we're going to take a little bit off of our SPY trade. We just sold half, locked in profit there. Letting it ride back a little bit. Yeah, definitely top 3 for sure. Definitely not GSP, bro. GSP was good, but he wasn't that good. I mean, he was all right. You can't get knocked out by Matt Serra and then be called the GOAT. You know what I mean? No offense to GSP. He was all right. He was great, but he wasn't the great. He wasn't the greatest. I think there's much better, you know. Again, everything's starting to run here. We're still in this trade. We took half off on the SPY. It started to bounce back. Yeah, Rodriguez. Yeah, man, he's fun to watch too, dude. But Volkanovski, he's great right now. But Jones has never lost. That's the like. There's a lot of number twos out there potentially, but Jones has never lost, and so I think in that regard, you know, the only L on Jones' record is an illegal elbow disqualification that should have never happened. Like whatever ref called that for against Jones should have been fired. Like he should have never lost that fight. They've never called another similar one since then. Like it was just weird. But Jones has basically got a perfect record. He's never lost, and so I think you got to give him the GOAT, despite anything else. But yeah. All right, guys, market's bouncing up. We're over the volume weighted average price. AMD and other microchip stocks are moving up a little bit. You can see NVIDIA up here too. NVIDIA up here. Tesla making rebounds today. We gapped down this morning. So when I first woke up this morning, everything was kind of gapping down. We've since bounced back a lot as well. So we still have some time, but yeah. Let's see what happens at the opening bell today. And here's the micro E-mini. We'll probably pivot to the regular E-mini too sometime today. All right, team. So we're just kind of waiting back. Again, we took a little bit of profit on our SPY trade. We're going to let it ride back a little bit more, hopefully. Trying to bounce a little bit more here too. And again, we're going to be day trading futures here today. When you day trade futures, you can day trade a lot of different things in futures, and there's no PDT rule. It's why people gravitate towards it. I tried day trading stocks and I lost thousands of dollars. I think futures market is just much better because you can day trade the SPY. I can day trade the same trade I'm getting in right now on the SPY that I just took profit on. I could do that in futures too. No PDT rule. I can day trade short, no PDT rule. And so you can see it's very similar to trading stocks. It's buy market, buy bid, sell the ask, all that stuff. I can put in stop losses. The main difference is sizing, but that's a very small difference and it's very easily learnable to get you around the PDT rule. But we are going to be day trading. We're using a platform called TopStep, and TopStep is a funded program for futures where they give you a demo, they test your skill. Just taking the challenge builds your skill. And so if you're having a hard time being profitable, a funded account program is going to save you money. It's also going to teach you how to be profitable. So like if you could pass learning how to pass these tests, they give you a max loss, they give you a profit target. There's different rules you have to follow with regards to sizing, but they're all very reasonable. Like the base one's a 2-to-3 ratio. So you got to make 3K without losing 2K basically on the 50K one. It's only 130 something a month, but just taking this combine is going to build your skill. And so I think this is really a great middle ground for those that maybe aren't really profitable in their regular account. They don't want to lose more money, like tons of more money. They want a little bit smaller risk. But there's still pressure. There's still pressure to succeed. And if you're good enough to pass it, they legitimately fund you between 50K up to 150K with a 90-10 split. So you still keep most of your money once you're funded anyway. And so there's just a lot of reasons. But yeah, we're going to see if the market keeps bouncing back. We still got some time, but we're going to see if the market keeps popping. And again, if you want to check out TopStep, again, I'll post the link right here. We're getting ready to day trade. We still got about 30 minutes here. But the pattern day trading rule, if you try to trade stocks, if you try to trade stocks, you can't day trade more than 3 times a week with a margin account unless you have over $25,000 in it. So if you've got less than 25 grand in your stock trading account, you can't day trade actively with a margin account. And so it's severely restricted. You basically can't day trade actively with less than 25K. You can use a cash account, but then you still have the T2 rule, and you got to wait for your money to settle for 2 days in between each trade. And so regardless, it's very difficult to day trade actively with less than 25 grand. They say it's to protect traders. Really, it doesn't at all. It ends up making new traders save up 25 grand and day trade a huge account for their first account and then lose thousands and thousands of dollars. Again, it's one of the reasons funded account programs make sense. It's not the T1, it's the T2 rule now. Did they amend it to the T1 rule? When does that come into effect? Is it now the T1 rule? I mean, you can still only go long. You can't use leverage. Like, there's still a lot of reasons. But if they did, I think that's a great move. When does that take into effect? The final rules become effective May 28th. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's good. It's still, you're still going to be severely restricted, but it's still, so maybe you're right. It is the T1 rule now. But still severely restricted. So can you trade the SPY without getting flagged for day trading? Not in a stock account. In futures, you can. So like this is the micro E-mini. You can see it's the micro S&P 500. And the SPY is the S&P 500, right? So you could basically day trade the S&P or the basically exact same price action as the SPY in futures with no PDT restrictions. You could day trade short, no PDT restrictions in futures. It's one of the main reasons, again, pro day traders trade futures because it's much cheaper. There's less red tape. All right, we just took another piece off of our SPY trade. Is Amazon pushing up? Disney bouncing back some too. That's nice. So there's multiple different brokers you can use, Jeremy. So like I'm using Quant Tower right now, but you can use like TradingView, you can use TradeAvate. There's just so many different platforms you could use. So I think they give you the option of like 10 to 20 different platforms that you can potentially use for it, but it varies, But again, I'm sponsored by Top Step, so I'm biased in their favor, but I really don't accept a lot of sponsorships. I've got 3 sponsors right now, but I'm very selective over them because I get a lot of emails wanting to sponsor me, to be honest. I was telling Carol about it yesterday. Like, so many different sponsors. There's no maximum, Jeremy, but I think the minimum is like a week. Just check out the link in the description. They'll give you more. You can get 20% off. Any weird sponsors? I don't know. I get a lot of them. A lot of emails. There's some funny ones. Again, the problem with most of them is that like I'm just never going to promote a lot of them. I've had a couple where they were like mining crypto, African mining cryptos. Like there were some weird ones that, but it varies, So what do you mean by the quantity is different with futures? What do you mean? So you can day trade futures with no PDT restriction. There's just no red tape in terms of PDT rules. So like you can short, you can go long, you can use margin, you can day trade as many times as you want in any given day with no PDT rule in futures. Like that's the reason most traders trade futures because there's no PDT rule there. So like you can day trade and short without being restricted in futures. It's one of the reasons day traders, like if you're not day trading futures, you're missing out on edge because again, trying to do it in stocks with less than 25K is going to be very difficult. You're not going to be able to short. You're only going to be able to go long. No access to margin. Yeah, Top Step's the most legit. They've been around for 10 years, If you take a Manscaped sponsorship, you lost me. Nah, don't worry, bro. I only, like, I got 3 sponsors right now. They're only They're only companies that I think are genuinely useful, you know. So on Top Step, it's a day trading challenge. So, but in futures, you can day trade 24/7. But Top Step is specifically meant for day trading. Yeah, man, I finally shaved my beard, bro. My beard was looking rough prior to this, but not rough, but you know. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and buy a little bit of this here in the futures market. So again, I got 2 contracts of the micro E-mini. So this is basically the SPY. I'm going to add a little bit more if it dips back down, but I like the dip. We're over volume weighted average price right now. Some other stuff is dipping down, and we might have a chance to bounce here. Yeah, there's a bunch of platforms you can choose, but you basically have to go with the one you pick. You have to stay with. You can't switch back and forth a million times. All right, so we're basically flat currently, basically flat. All right, we're finally starting to head back up. We're slightly green on the futures trade right now, but yeah, you can see this is just day trading futures. It's very similar as I was doing in the SPY. Buying the dip, trying to let it bounce. We've got 2 contracts in the micro right now, which is small size. Every tick right now is about $2.50. So it's a very small. It's the kind of the equivalent of 250 shares. You know. Oh, I did, bro. I went on vacation, no razor, bro. If you saw the pics from my vacation, you can kind of see my beard, how rough my beard was looking. Like, look, like my beard on vacation was rough, dude. I kind of laughed about it, but yeah. My beard was rough. Yeah, I'll send you guys a picture in Discord. Actually, let me edit this picture. I'm gonna take my kids out of the picture, but I kind of want to show you guys what my beard was looking like. All right, so guys, we're still pretty flat on this trade. We're still pretty much break even and flat on the trade. Trying to give time to let it bounce back, but here's me on vacation. My beard was out of control. What's the main difference between day trading futures versus stocks other than the PDT rule? Well, stocks, you're day trading individual stocks, right? So like on futures, you can't buy Apple or Disney or Amazon. You can only buy broad market ETFs. So you can day trade the NASDAQ. You can day trade basically the SPY. Something wrong? Oh, man, dude, you're freaking me out, bro. You're looking at me like all crazy.
I just couldn't get in.
Whew.
Thanks for cropping me out of the picture.
Well, babe, it had the kids in it. I was trying to not put the kids on YouTube. Sheesh.
All right. Okay.
All right, guys, hold on. All right, so we just made like 15 bucks. Sorry, Carol. We need some freaking WD-40 on my door because because that thing was loud. Carol looked at me like. All right, so again, SPY's still moving up a little bit, and we caught the little bounce over. Again, what I just did right now, the trade I just got involved with was this. So like we broke over the VWAP, pulled back, I bought the dip, and we rode the bounce back. That was the trade I'm getting involved with. Like a lot of the time, I wait for confirmations in my trades. So I look for like moves over VWAP, pull back, and then I'll buy right around here as the buy zone, and then we'll look to kind of ride it back up like that. That's generally what I'll try to do, but it varies, you know. Yeah, there's also much more liquidity in futures. Like if you look at the SPY, for instance, like I'll put up this and you'll see how it's the same price action. Like Nvidia's starting to test up, but like, yeah, if I put up the SPY here, which is what I'm trading on the left too. But see, it's basically the same price action. But like there's so much more liquidity here. So like here's the pullback that I got involved with. So here's the pullback in stocks. So like here's the pullback in stocks and the bounce. Here's the pullback and bounce. It's the same thing, but there's just more liquidity in futures that you can see on the left, which, you know, makes it even more reasonable to buy. Who's right, bro? What's Carol's beard? Beard or no beard? She likes the beard. You know. Yeah, she posted some old videos of me from Father's Day of me beardless. Let me find them. I didn't look bad without a beard. I was young in these pictures, though. Here, I'll save this so you guys can see it. But Carol likes the beard. Sorry, I'm trying to crop my kids out of these pictures so they're not all on Facebook. This is a very old picture of me when I was like 18. This is beardless John when I was like 18. I was like 20 actually. I don't know how old I was. I was like 21 maybe. I wasn't super old. I was like 21 maybe. Yeah, that's what I'll have to do, Chris. No, they don't cut off. You could day trade them all day. Top Step, there's a limit, so it's a day trading combine. So like on Top Step, you have to cut all your orders. I think it's either 5 minutes after the close or 5 minutes before the close. You want to check on their website. So they want to make sure you're not holding positions overnight, basically. So they just want to make sure you're not holding positions overnight. But yeah, so there's a cutoff at the closing bell. So you can't trade extended hours, or you can't trade in after hours futures. You can trade in after hours, but I think you have to cut your position. You basically can't hold anything overnight. So it's a day trading combine. Straight off MySpace, kind of, yeah. And it's all good, you know. Blue steel, yeah, I guess. No, that picture was taken. My daughter had woken up like really early at like 3 a.m. in the morning crying about something. And so my wife took the picture of me when it was like 3 a.m. I was tired. All right, guys. So again, market's bouncing back a little bit. Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. So what do you guys think we're gonna get today in terms of price action? Good price action, bad price action. Still got 17 minutes before the market opens. Oh, man, the Astros got destroyed yesterday. Bro, how dumb are people, bro? Like, dude. Okay, maybe this person's joking, bro. I don't know how many people I've heard talk about how the market's just gonna end and go down. The market's just gonna crash and go to zero. Like, what a ridiculous claim. Honestly, I think this person might be copying off of me. But that's okay. Because, like, honestly, I've been one of those people that you had a bunch of big time YouTubers that were telling people the market was going to go to zero. Zero. Like, the odds, what do you guys think the actual odds of the market going to zero are? They can't be super high. Like, the market going to zero. Yeah, let's do a poll. I don't think I've done a poll today. I'm slacking a little bit. But like the fact that some people genuinely think the market is going to zero shows how little they actually understand the stock market, bro. The market is not going to go to zero. If the market went to zero, you know how there would be a lot bigger problems than being right about a stock market on YouTube, man. Like, the market going to zero is just never going to happen, dude. All right, guys. So we're going to do a poll. Does Jerome Powell this week help or hurt the market? You know what you guys think? Yeah, if the market goes to zero, we got a bunch of big problems, which is the very least of them is being right on social media, you know? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Powell wants a crash under his watch. Yeah, I think people are really biased by politics is really what I think it is. So I think political bias is like a big thing that gets a lot of people and influences their trading predictions. Like I said, if you're inexperienced to markets, like basically like if you haven't watched markets that much, um political influence can really affect your outlook, right? So it's like if you've never really followed markets and you don't understand how it goes during like elections and politics, then you might hear one side of the political spectrum say, "Hey guys, the market's just going to crash." Like again, the best example I can show of this is like for the last year and a half, basically for the last year up until the last 6 months. The dollar index had been flying up to unhealthy levels to the point where the dollar was rising so much it was bad. Inflation was rampant. People were panicking because the dollar was up so much, right? And so, what did the big news stories and politicians say during this period of time? They say, "Oh, inflation's bad. Inflation, it's the end of the world. Inflation's really bad. The dollar is too high. What do we do?" Right? And then over the last 6 to 8 months, the dollar has been correcting. The dollar has been dropping. The S&P 500 has been going up. And so then what do they pivot to afterwards, right? How do they sensationalize? And then they say, "Oh, the dollar is crashing. It's the end of the world. The dollar is crashing." And so if you watch politics and listen to them, a lot of them are going to act like the market's just in this constant state of turmoil. And again, that influences people's decisions a lot of times in regards to the market. They think the market is weaker than it actually is. And again, over the last 6 to 8 months, the market has surged up. It's just ripped up big, right? But again, people were 6 to 8 months ago telling me the market was going to crash imminently and you need to sell everything, they said, and you just got to get out. And so in the end, you got to tune that stuff out. Again, I saw a very correct quote a while back, and it said something like, the market universally always has somebody telling you the market's going to crash, right? It could be the huge bull runs that we've had over the last 20 years. It could be the huge bear runs, but somewhere in that line is telling you the market's just going to crash. And so I think sometimes you always have people that do that. And I think you really got to take a step back and understand, look, the big edge of markets is that long-term, the S&P 500 is going to go up. Thinking it's not is betting against the best long-term statistically proven edge the market ever gives you. And so I understand being bearish you can isolate any period of time, and I understand being bearish, but you also have to be fluid with it and understand you might be wrong, and you got to be able to pivot to a bullish standpoint if you are wrong, instead of just holding on to that bearish. Again, the easiest way to put it is Michael Burry said 6 months ago the market was going to crash and told everybody to sell ahead of the FOMC. And if you look at the market over the last year, I guess we can only look back at a month. If you look at the SPY over the last year here, I'll put this up. If you look at the SPY over the last year, you realize that Michael Burry was wildly wrong, and people hanging on every word that he says, again, were wildly wrong. Here's a yearly chart. Michael Burry said this way back here, and the market has just kind of surged up huge amounts since then. Yeah, then he deleted his Twitter when he was wrong. And I told people at the time that Jerome was wrong. And again, everybody said, I told people at the time that Burry was wrong, and people said, "Oh, Burry's a genius. He's always right." And it's like people just get pulled in so many different directions. But like if you really watch the market, like I've watched it for every day for almost a decade now, 6 or 7 years. And so if you watch the market long enough, you kind of understand it. But if you don't watch the market a lot and you watch the news a lot, that's when you start to get influenced, I think. All right, guys, 7 minutes. We got a little dip here. Part of me wants to buy the dip. Am I still in the SPY? Oh, I am. It's all good. Part of me wants to buy the dip, but I guess I'm just gonna wait it out a little bit. GameStop. Yeah, I will watch GameStop. John, it comes down to one thing: people are pushing their political narrative. Yeah, absolutely, right. Like I understand completely. It depends on which side is in power too, because like if it's the left, the right is going to say, "Oh, it's the end of the world. The market is terrible. The dollar is crashing." Even though the dollar dropping is a good thing because the market is up too much. If it's the right, they're going to say, "Oh, the market is terrible." And so it doesn't matter which side. I'm very neutral politically, but it does boil down to political bias. A lot of the time, where people just think the market is just going to crash imminently always, and it very rarely does. And once you see it happen over and over again, where people predict a crash and they pressure everybody to sell, do this now, and then we don't, and the market instead rips up big, you start to realize, okay, well, like these people are probably just being emotional. um, Another one of the things you see a lot is like you'll see them say the market has to crash, like the market is like a has to do any specific thing, and what you learn very quickly is that it doesn't. The market can do anything. Nobody knows. We're all betting on probabilities, and sometimes probabilities are just sometimes the more likely scenario doesn't happen despite what people want or believe. SPY started to break down a little bit, but we're still up huge over the last 20 days in the SPY, so we're down to 438, a little bit under 438, and so again we'll see if we hold. But you as well, Guts. Thanks, man. I don't know. I think the interesting part here, and I think one of the things that somebody said, I think the market might drop during the next earnings season. I'll explain why I think it could happen. I'm going to explain a potential outlook, and I'm going to have to clip this in case I'm right, right? But I'll explain what could happen here. What could happen, guys, is that AI stocks have gone absolutely crazy over the last 3 months, 4 months, right? AI stocks have surged up dramatically to a point where a lot of people consider AI to be really extended on the upside. The PE ratio of like Nvidia is almost 600. AMD has a ridiculously large, like 5 to 600 PE ratio, which is price to earnings. And so the PE ratio is high, signifying that they might be extended on the upside. Now, when this is really going to be tested is the next earnings season. We're going to have AI stocks like Microsoft, number one, Nvidia, Intel, AMD. All these earnings come out during the next earnings season, and that's when we will really tell whether AI influences these stocks on a monetary level, on an income level, to the extent at which the stock price is pushed up. And if they don't hit that, if they don't do that, we could see a pretty big drop in correction in these AI stocks, which could then drop the rest of the market. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it's certainly possible. And yeah, let me know if you guys think it will. And yeah, let me know if you guys think it will. Yeah, sorry, I'm probably going to clip that video. But yeah, I think it's certainly a possibility. I think it's certainly a possibility. And I don't know if it will, but again, I think it's certainly a possibility. All right, so we are dipping under the volume weighted average price. We still got about 2.5 minutes. Which JP going to be talking about? I don't know. The ain't. Yeah. All right, market's dipping down a lot. I'm gonna have to cut my SPY trade. All right, guys. Market's about to open. Less than a minute. Mm. All right, so here's the opening bell, guys. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. We got a little bit of pullbacks ahead of this. We still got 10 seconds though, guys. Again, we'll see if we get anything good. All right, there's the opening bell right now. Oh, does my trading view alert still work? Do my trading view alerts still work? Oh yeah, I figured out how to get the trading view alerts to work, guys. I'm sorry for the bell. Here, let me mute this. Here's the opening bell, guys. Not bad, team. Okay, here's the alerts. Wow. Well, let me get the smart money concepts out the way. Sorry, guys. But I did create an alert every time we hit this, though, which is pretty cool. So I did figure out how to create alerts based off of what happens. So now, I will get an alert anytime we hit a possible reversal down or possible reversal up. And so that is actually really nice. It's actually really useful. All right, so market opened here. We're starting to drop some now. There we go. I fixed it. Yeah, sorry guys. Well, these are chart prime alerts here. Y2K, yeah, the market was gonna crash. Yeah, for sure. All right, so we are bouncing back up a little bit here, team. Yeah, sorry. It could be something where I turn the music off so I can hear the alerts myself and just tell you guys when I hear it. Or I could mute this and maybe just play my own music here. Can y'all hear that music playing now? All right, so we got a little bounce at the opening bell. SPY's starting to head back up, though. Look at the SPY start to rip. Okay, good. Sorry if it hurt your ears, team. My apologies. All right, market's starting to surge back up here. Testing the volume weighted average price. And again, we'll see if this actually holds in futures. Still bouncing back up, testing the volume weighted average price of the futures market again. We'll see if that holds. I'm looking at Nvidia right here. So look at Nvidia. Nvidia's choppy, trying to make it over, but SPY looks pretty strong right now though currently. So we got that. I'm gonna put the NASDAQ. We can put the NASDAQ numbers up. All right, there we go. All right, look at a nice little surge and everything though, guys. The market's starting to bounce back here. SPY just hit 438s. Yeah, SQ or the NQ, the SPY are both flying up nicely. Yeah, NASDAQ is ripping up big here, guys. Finally getting a little dip here in the SPY. I will go ahead and take a couple trades here based off of this pullback. There's 2. Try to get into maybe 3. We got a little cushion on the day here. So we up a nice, cool little amount here. Building up a cushion first. Took 2/3 of that position off. Not a bad little trade so far. Everything's starting to reverse. SPY starting to move back up. I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Take profit there. Lock that in. We're up about 50 on the day. Nice little surge up. Bro, what is up with? Two different charts. CME NASDAQ symbol down for anybody else? We'll switch the song. All right, so we're pulling back to the volume weighted average price. Part of me wants to buy the dip. Tesla rip it up. SPY still surging up here, guys. Wow. Disney still popping up. I mean, it's not really choppy. Most stuff actually looks pretty good. Maybe choppy over the last like 3 minutes or so. All right, so there goes Nvidia surging back up still, guys. So Nvidia up more right now. Disney, I'm now effectively green in the trade. So far. All right, so just kind of watching the market here. We ripped up a lot. Again, Nvidia, microchips are what's surging up with everything else. Tesla is really ripping up. Tesla up to 260s right now. Just a huge pop back. Watching a 5-minute chart on the SPY as well. It's looking a little bit weaker. Finally starting to get a little bit more down. Red action. Tesla finally pulling back too. So I'm just kind of quiet here. We got into some trades, like we're green on the day, but very small trades so far. All right, so we're starting to surge back up again in some stuff. All right, now we're starting to reverse here. Again, we're waiting for some trades to get in. Kind of slow currently, but could be choppy ahead of Jerome Powell. I mean, it's certainly a possibility at this point in time that we have JP chop. All right, we're popping back up a little bit now. SPY bouncing back. Tesla bouncing back at 265.30. Still pretty strong. Nvidia has been a surge up. Look at Nvidia. Still testing the top of this range up here. All right, market's coming right back down here. So very choppy open. We opened up strong, pulled back weak. And now we're sitting pretty flat relative to the open here. Let me see. This thing opened at what spots? I'll have to look. Now weakness is coming in. We will pivot to a more short-based strategy now too if we need to. All right, so we're going to start to open a short position. We got 2 contracts here. There's 3. We get up to 4 contracts right now. That's it. Now we're about break even on the day, maybe down a little bit now if we do cut this one, which I might start to do. Very choppy price action here, guys, unfortunately. All right, now we're retracing some. We break the top of this range, I'm going to cut it. All right, we rejected right at the top of the range. Disney bouncing back nicely. Again, we're flat on the day. AI, what's AI doing? I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. Looking a little bit too strong for me. So yeah, we're basically flat. We're down like $10. And it looks like it was the right move because we just popped up more. Now my hands are off. We've basically been gone up, down, back up. Market's not really going down. Market's actually pretty sideways. I mean, it's gapping down a little bit, but again, to understand what's really going on, the market has been flying up the last 20 days. If you pull up a 20-day chart, you'll see incredibly strong green action in the SPY. And so a pullback is not like absurd to think. Like markets aren't going to go straight up forever. Like typically they go up and then pull back and then they go up and pull back or vice versa. And so right now we're just in choppiness is from what I'm seeing. All right, guys. I need a haircut, man. Look at my sideburns. It's got like a curl on it. But yeah. Yeah, I'm just kind of sitting quiet here. Tesla pulling back. Maybe we got an argument for a Tesla bounce. I'll see when you're just another guy telling me the market's going to crash. Very rarely have they ever been right. See if Tesla bounces here. Not a bad little pullback zone for us. Nah, I was supposed to get a haircut, but again, my son's sick, guys. So my son has been running like 104 fever off and on for like 3-4 days now. So I haven't left the house because like I don't want to, in case I do have it, which I don't think I do, I don't want to get other people sick. So I've just kind of been quarantining myself. It was negative for everything, including the C word. It was negative for that, flu, strep. That was all negative. So it's probably viral, but with that, I don't want to take the risk. So I've just been kind of chilling at home, procrastinating getting a haircut. We took a little bitty Tesla dip by here. We're getting ready to take about half of it off right now. Nice little trade. There we go. All right, we just took half off the Tesla trade. Gonna let the rest surge. Tesla looks like it's about to break highs. There's the high break. All right, we just cut it. Not a bad little dip by there on Tesla. TradingView finally works, man. Anybody else having issues with TradingView today, dude? TradingView has just not worked for the NASDAQ. For whatever reason, the NASDAQ is acting kind of weird. What's the Dow symbol, guys? Is it YM? Yeah, it's the E-mini Dow. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so for whatever reason, the NASDAQ has been weird. Tesla popped up big. Again, I'm just kind of sitting pretty quiet here. We're down a little bit on the day, but holding support here. Oh crap, I just bought 8 contracts. I really did not mean to buy 8 contracts here. I thought I was buying 2. Wow. Go up a little bit for me, please. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut this. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, it's all good. Accident trade for sure, but anybody know what the symbol for the YM, the futures? Does it not give me the Dow symbol? Yeah, I see YM, but I don't see the Dow has been dropping. I'm trying to trade it in futures. I know it's YM, but I can't hit it in I can't trade it on Top Step right now for whatever reason. It's not letting me pull it up. Oh, it's YMU3. Okay, so they allow me to use the mini. Oh, whatever. Disney's starting to pop up. Tesla's still moving up too. All right, Disney started to bounce back up. Tesla's still trying to move up there too, but watching the SPY try to bounce as well here. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know YK. I'm not sure about IPOs, brother. It's not really what I usually trade, man. But hey, man, I figured out how to make the alerts work on Chart Prime with these different signals. So with the reversal signals on the market oracle, I figured out how to make these work on Chart Prime, which makes my day a lot easier. So I don't have to sit around waiting and watching the screen. I can just wait for the alert to happen, which is much easier to do. Much better to trade on. A lot easier to follow the alerts from Chart Prime now that I have basically an alert signal that tells me when they trigger much more useful. And if you don't know what Chart Prime is a trading view indicator service that I'm using in futures. Like you can see here how powerful it is. It's like 35 bucks a month. But like when you use it, again, you can kind of see reversal up signal. My favorite is using a 1 minute chart on like the SPY or something like that, because you can see this here, reversal up, huge bounce over like an hour period. Same thing here. When you get multiple showing up together at once, what's the signal? Again, I don't know which alert it is, guys, so be careful. But again, you can kind of see the reversal up signal. That's what the alert looks like. Possible reversal up, bullish engulfing candle, bounce, bounce. Again, it's 35 bucks a month, so it's very cheap if you want to check it out. 35 bucks a month. They are a sponsor of mine. But very cheap, very useful. I can't guarantee you're going to make money from them. They pay me money, so I'm biased, of course. But yeah, check them out right here. Wish I could see the NASDAQ. NASDAQ trading view charts are getting some errors today. Oh, can't even see it. Maybe I think it was a reversal down signal, because look at that big reversal we got. But yeah, the NASDAQ's just not working for me today, dude. It's weird. SPY's starting to test the bottom of this range. The way I made the alert work is I go to the SPY right here, for instance, and I click on alert, and then I go to the market oracle right here. So I select condition market oracle, and then I have to go down, and if I want it to give me a reversal down signal alert, I go to reversal down. If I want to go reversal up, I select it like that only once, and then I just click create, and it'll give me an alert. Anytime, like you can see possible reversal up, bounce. Anytime that alert shows up, it'll give me that signal for it. All right, so we're starting to test the bottom of the range here. Again, I'm kind of just waiting for some alerts to trigger. Problem is the NASDAQ's not showing up today, man. Like it's not chart prime, it's trading view as a whole. The NASDAQ's getting a little iffy. I guess I could probably just use the regular NASDAQ. That's what it was. So again, you can kind of see the NASDAQ alert here. Reversal down, and then you got that big breakdown. Yeah, everything's kind of like not really getting any major price action on anything here. It's just very neutral, choppy, kind of boring day at this point in time. I've got all the alerts set though, which is nice. Yeah, tomorrow's really when the big day starts though, guys. So tomorrow is like the huge day. That like tomorrow Jerome Powell is going to influence stuff. There goes the SPY breakdown here. Look at the SPY flush. SPY breaking down. Yeah, remember, Big Papa Jerome Powell speaks tomorrow. That's probably when the big action is going to be. And so we're down a little bit on the day. Not a crazy big day. We're just kind of waiting. We just don't have much edge right now. There's just like we're downtrending for sure, but we missed the entry on the last one that we wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out and then come back tomorrow ready. All right. So again, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Again, if you want a funded account program for futures, which is the cheapest way to get your feet wet without taking on a lot of risks, check out Top Step. It's a funded account program for futures. They give you a demo and they test your skill. And if you can hit the target on that demo while following their rules and conditions, then they fund you between 50K up to 150K with a 90% split. And this is a company that's regulated by the CME. Once you're funded, that is, like once you're funded, you're regulated by the CME and your futures account. If you go with the real live funding, there's no PDT in futures. You can day trade and short, similar to what I've done today, but less red tape in futures. You can actively day trade. It's just a cheaper way to get your foot in the door. If you don't want to take a lot of risk, if you're struggling to show profit on your regular account, this might be a cheaper way to learn, build your skill. Taking the challenge builds you into a better trader, in my opinion. So it's just a lot of reasons to do it. I'm going to go ahead and bow out from the day. Again, I just don't see any big, profound edge today. So y'all be safe. Y'all be good. I'll see you guys tomorrow, bright and early. Everybody say a prayer, good vibes, good thoughts for my son. He's been sick the last 4 days, 104 fever. So it hasn't been fun, but yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Later team. If you want to check out any of the sponsors, links for all of them are in the description. You can check them out. But yeah, good luck.